That's right, everyone. That's right, everyone. It's the season 1 finale of the Wicked Wally Webcast with Jay, Maddog. We're gonna do that again. Actually, why don't we do that again? This is a live show. We can do that again. Doesn't matter. We're live. Cut. Take two. The YouTube video will be better. Everyone watching live is gonna be like, "What is going on? What the hell?" Okay, let's do this again. That's right, everyone. It's the season 1 finale of the Wicked Wally Webcast with Jay, Maddog, Michaels.
Hello.
Hello, my Wicked Warriors. It's Wednesday night. And you know what that means? It's time for yet another action-packed episode of the Wicked Wally Webcast, soon to be the best hard rock, heavy metal talk show on the planet. I'm your host, Wicked Wally, and yes, we do this show live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So wherever you're watching this show, we want to hear from you tonight. Comments are already rolling in the chat. This is an interactive show. This is interactive entertainment. It's a party because a lot of us are stuck inside, and it's been a long pandemic, but we're having fun all together tonight. Already in the chat, we have some people. Maddog Michael stoked. Yes, that is the show for tonight. I am super excited. It is the season 1 finale of the Wicked Wally Webcast. We've been doing this for a whole year, kept this freaking show going, and I'm pretty excited that I have someone I've always wanted to talk to on tonight's show, and it's just, I can't believe it's actually coming true. Yes, Maddog Michaels is the guest, as Nate says in the chat. I'm so pumped for you, Wally. Thanks, Nate. I appreciate that. We have Sella Doffus says, yeah, killed it on the second take.
Yes.
That's the thing about doing a live show, right? That's okay. You know what? The YouTube video looked good. Anyway, back to the show. This is episode number 34 of the webcast. Like I said, it is the season finale, and I have never, like I said before, I've never been this excited for a guest. And I've interviewed some really talented, cool people, even some of the upper echelons of the metal world. I've actually interviewed a few of those people, but I'm still super stoked for this. And because we're joined by Maddog Michaels, Jay Maddog Michaels, the host and creator of metal, punk, rock, music video show. I think there's a little hip hop and metal and rap in there too. A video show, Chart Attack. This aired on Canada's YTV network in the early 2000s. Since then, Maddog has gone on to have a, not since then, actually before this, the show started, a very successful career in radio, currently co-hosting Canada's biggest drive-home talk radio show, streaming at News Talk 1010, that's the radio station, News Talk 1010, and nationally on iHeart Radio. So you can listen to this wherever you are. Maddog, he's highly entertaining. You're probably going to love him from tonight's episode and want to check out more of his stuff. So you can actually listen to his show wherever you are. On the interwebs. Throughout his 20-plus career, Jay has interviewed various major celebrities, including Lady Gaga, Pink, Janet Jackson, Gwen Stefani, and some metal bands as well. And we talked a bit about that with Jay before the show, the pre-interview. We're going to chat about that as well. If his show Chart Attack didn't exist, Wally may have never found a love for heavy music. I'm talking about myself in the third person right now. There might have been no Rock Bottom radio show and no Wicked Wally Webcast. This is the reason I'm a metalhead. So before we go ahead and introduce Jay, I quickly have to introduce my co-hosts because they're just sitting here idly by. And I say host with a plural. It's been forever since I've had two of you in the room. We have... Oh, there you go. Vito and Jason.
Woo! What's up, guys?
Hey, Wally.
Finally back in studio. It feels so nice.
And sounds like for the last time in a long time because we decided the new restrictions have been announced in Alberta. So
yeah, so it'll be a while before we get back.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to compete with Kenny tonight because he's on the TV taking your viewers away from you.
Oh yeah, of course.
Asshole.
Well, he's giving. You know what? He's giving bad news, and this is going to be it's a feel good episode tonight. And I'm super pumped, super nostalgic. And when I get nostalgic, all the fun stories come out. So it's going to be a good show tonight. Some more folks in the chat. Tracy Holmes in the chat says hello. Hello, Tracy.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. Okay, without further ado, I will mention really quickly, if you want to support the show, there's a way to donate. There's a link in the wherever you're watching this, there's links below, and you can buy Wicked Wally merchandise. Vito and Jay are wearing their Wicked Wally merchandise tonight. Says the show name on the back. Really cool stuff. So yeah, you can get some merch or donate to the show. And if you donate to the show, we make the show better. That's how we get the show looking better. That's how we improve the studio space. It's so crazy having people here.
Yeah.
And a full
Soak it in while you can.
Yeah, I know. This is the last chance we're going to be able to do this in a long time. Okay. Anyway, without further ado, Jay, Maddog, Michaels, the man, the myth, the legend. Welcome to the show.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Wonderful. We are stoked.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, when's this Wally guy going to stop talking?
I took a stab on wardrobe tonight. I figured black metal tee would probably be cool. I figured that would work for everybody.
Yeah,
Black
absolutely.
Sabbath. Yeah, I saw them on their going away tour, the very last tour that they had, Black Sabbath. So
That was good.
that was stellar.
I did not go to that, unfortunately.
Ooh, yes.
I've never seen Black Sabbath live, so I have to hang my head in shame right now.
We have some more people tuning in live, and yes, this is a live show you're watching right now. If it's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this is live, comments in the chat. You're part of the show tonight. Ask your questions, and we'll see. We'll we'll ask Jay those questions, or if you have questions for us in studio, we can ask them as well. Anyway, so Jay, there are some burning questions that I have been waiting to ask you since I've been a teenager, and that's what I want to start off the show with tonight. And then we'll get into all of your pedigree and your background and all the cool radio stuff you do, because I definitely want to talk about that too. But before I do that, I just want to set this up a little bit. As I was alluding to in the intro, YTV was highly influential in my music taste as a teenager. I grew up in a small town in Saskatchewan. There was no much music, no MTV on our cable. No, we didn't have that. I don't think my mom could afford that cable package, so we didn't have that.
Fair enough.
The only country and oldies on the radio, and there was this shining light in the distance, Jay. There was this oasis for a young kid surrounded by country music. And I still don't like country music, and that was Chart Attack, the heavy edgy music that was on there. It wasn't all heavy edgy music, but there was a lot of it on there. And yeah, so thanks for being on the show first, and then second, the question I've been waiting to ask you, and that's why I'm so excited, is how the hell did you get a show that plays metal music, heavy ass music
On a kids
on YTV?
On a kids network.
Okay, so let me ask you guys a technical question, because we're doing this for 2 hours, so I don't mind asking at the beginning of this, because I can see myself on my iPad, and I look like I'm framed, but I also see a frame in the middle that's all my wife's craft stuff, which is not very metal. So what is it that you're seeing? Are you seeing me, or are you seeing the craft stuff?
I'm seeing some craft stuff, but let's move you over.
So do I have to move?
I'll move you over. No, don't. I'll move you.
Don't move?
There we
Move
go.
me?
Do you want me to move the craft stuff out of the way?
There we go.
I mean, crafting is metal. I mean,
Can be.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on what you're
I've been on the
making,
road for a long
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Dude, I think all metal has to be crafty, because we all put the patches and the studs and everything on our jackets. Like, that's crafting.
Well, the
Come on.
leather braces that Wally's got on were made
Exactly.
by somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, that's
So listen,
crafty.
I'll give you the Chart Attack sort of origin. Number one, the fact that you reached out and asked me to do this, I was totally stoked to do it, because, I mean, we're a pretty niche show that was only on for 2 years.
Right.
So the fact that it affected as many people as it did, myself included, is, for me, a testament, I think, to the music. But how I came to the gig was, I had just moved to Toronto in '99, and I was doing mornings at a radio station called Q104 in Halifax, which was a classic rock station.
Okay.
And I ended up getting this job in Toronto, working a top 40 radio station at Kiss 92.5.
Yep.
And a dude that was living with my family and I, his name was Jeff Semple, and he was a TV producer, and he produced me when I was on breakfast television. We became buddies. And when I moved to Toronto, he moved here to work for YTV to do like project material, like work on this project, work on the next project. So he came home one night and he said, dude, they're shooting this auditions right now for this video show. And the auditions are over tomorrow, but I think I can get you penciled in.
Okay.
So I go the next day at like noon, and I go to the people at the studio, and I'm like, hey, my name's Jay, I'm here to audition for Chart Attack. And they're like, Never heard of you. I have no idea.
Get out of here,
And I
kid.
was like, oh, okay, well, my buddy's Jeff Semple. He works in blah, blah, blah. And they're like, I don't know, kind of rings a bell. Why don't you just sign in? And we're at lunch anyways. We'll come back and we'll do it. So I hang out in the hallway for like half an hour, and I come back, and I'm literally the very last guy to audition for this show.
Mm-hmm.
So they go in, and it's just this empty studio, and they're just kind of like, why don't you just riff and throw to a video for us if you want to. And the video that I'd seen most recently was Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
And I can't remember the video, but Durst is inside the toilet bowl. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Right. So I just start doing this. I'm just sort of riffing and blah blah blah. And I'm having a good time and I'm having fun. And it all ended. And it got really quiet. And then I just heard them go, "Okay, cool, man. Thank you." And then I just left. And like a week later, they were like, "We were done. Like we had already had our short list, and you came in and you were the last guy to audition. And as soon as we saw you, we knew it was you. And they gave me the gig."
Wow.
Dude,
Yeah,
meant to be.
That's
It
wild.
was so cool. Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah, it was very cool. And then once the genesis of the show is interesting, because I didn't create it. I was just brought in. in to host it. So I just auditioned.
Okay.
So the people that put it together had envisioned the show much like the name Chart Attack. It was going to be the best stuff from the charts.
Sure.
Which is why when the show started, you saw we played Moby, we played Baha Men, we played Matchbox 20.
Pink.
Well, we sprinkled in some hard rock stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it became pretty evident that sort of the stuff that I was into was that, so I was kind of pushing towards that kind of genre. And the people behind the scenes that were producing it as well were like, maybe that's our niche. Maybe it'll be hard rock. And then it was like, if we're gonna go hard rock, let's go really hard rock. Let's play Cradle of Filth. Let's play Let's play some Norwegian death metal. Like, let's freak some people the fuck out. Like, let's do that. Let's have a really good time. So we did, and it just blew up because it was the only show really of its kind on network television.
Seriously.
Because Much Loud hadn't come out yet. So we were in that sweet spot. Literally, the 2 seasons we were on predated Much Loud starting in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm stoked to hear, Jay, that you were influential in the direction the show went. You were influential in the music choices. So was it hard to convince the rest of the people making the show to move in that direction, or no?
No,
really.
No, and you know what? I mean, I wouldn't even say instrumental. I would just say I was just part of the team that put that music sort of genre together. That was enthusiastic about that type of music. Like with the first, it's interesting too, dude, because I think what also helped to shape it was the first sets of interviews that we got weren't the pop stars. Like one of the first interviews I did though was with Pink. Okay. I remember that being a cool video, and I remember her being wicked, and she's a hard rock fan.
She's
so
cool.
We can talk about that. Yeah, she was super cool. And then the first hard rock video that interview that we did was, it was at a tattoo place on Queen Street in downtown Toronto, and it was with Crazy Town. Right? Right?
Come, my lady.
Butterfly they had.
Come,
my lady, come, my lady, that one. So we did that, and then after that, it was like Newfound Glory. And then I interviewed there was like all of those Canadian sort of harder rock bands, and then Gob came to town, and we ended up striking up a friendship. So it sort of influenced the show because those were the bands that were coming through town. Right. Those were the interviews that we're doing, and we get to pump out a show every week, right? So if that's the band you get that week, that's the interview that you do, and then the bands that you start to play around that surround it. I think it was the beginning of season 2, Sum 41 blew up, so we had the opportunity to do shows with them and stuff like that. And like I said, with the Gob thing, we did a special with them in Whistler, or I forget where it was, one of the big mountains in Vancouver. And then we did another special with them at Edgefest. So that sort of influenced the show as well.
Wow. That's just, I remember the Edgefest episode because I stumbled across it by accident. And I remember that was what got me, being out west here, Toronto just seems like a whole nother planet. And when I see Edgefest, that was such a crazy festival that I always wanted to go to as a kid. And there was always Much would be live at Edgefest, and then
the lineup for Edgefest was always really
sick, always really ridiculous. And seeing something on YTV covering Edgefest, I was kind of like, it was funny. So in Calgary, channel 20 was YTV, and 21 was Much Music. So I'd always flip to 20 or 21. Right. So I thought I was on Much Music, And then a YTV commercial came up, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Yeah, seriously. And I was like, what?
Game show or whatever. PJ
that's
Phil,
what.
and you're like, oh, this.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, DJ Phil.
DJ Phil, yeah.
The Edge Fest,
PJ
the Edge
Phil.
Fest that you guys would have seen was a really interesting Edge Fest because we shot a special with Gob. So we show up, we meet with Gob in the morning, we're backstage the whole day. We're going around. We talked to a couple other bands. I think we got Static X that day. And it was literally like bands were just backstage. And my producer, she was just like, "Oh my God, we're gonna talk to this band. Oh my God, we're gonna talk to that band." I'm like, "I don't even know who they are." He says, "Doesn't matter.
Just talk to them.
Like, you don't have to know them today. We'll talk to them in 6 months, right? Because all these bands were new.
Right.
But at the same time, and I was talking to you guys about this before the show. At the same time, my brother, who works at X92.9 in Calgary, Mark Michaels, who does Marking Millions, he was in Toronto staying with me. And I was shooting the special at Edge Fest, so I said, "Listen, dude, if I get you Edge Fest tickets, will you take Ashton? Ashton's my son." And at the time, he was, I guess he would have been 12 or 13. So I'm backstage shooting stuff in the artist compound, and my brother's out front with my kid, and he's taking him to his first Edge Fest. So this is like this moment that he gets to have. And the headliner that year was Tool. Okay.
Right, yeah.
And
Nice.
so backstage, because of where it was kind of like a motel sort of setup. So they had all these rooms. They all faced into a middle courtyard. So everybody's doing their set. I go on stage for the Gob stuff. I'm watching from up top. Everything's going. But we get about 10 minutes before Tool's going to come on. So we're backstage in the artist area, and it's like dusk, right? And then the Tool guys had come backstage. They went into their dressing rooms. The doors shut. Nobody saw them. Everybody else is partying, having beers, and like pumping fists, and how's it going? Have a great day, blah blah blah. Because everybody kind of knows each other. Mm-hmm. And then the door opens to the tool shed. so Maynard rolls out with the boys, and the whole place goes silent. Like you could hear a pin drop. And they do the stage walk past everybody that's a who's who in Canadian hard rock and metal, and every band that's like from the States that's coming up is there as well. Everybody's backstage. Nobody said a word. And then they got on stage, and like literally everybody was just like, they just had such an incredible presence. And that was the year that Maynard did the entire set with his back to the crowd.
Close.
Oh yeah.
And my son still talks about it today when my brother's in town, because it was his first mosh, his first ever pit was Tool at Edge Fest with my brother. So like that's one of those things like that. As a dad, as a guy doing this gig on Chart Attack, for me, it's just like a memory like that. You can never, it's tough to equal something like that when it happens.
Of course.
Yeah, no doubt. Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Jay, you're a huge Tool fan, aren't you?
My brother's more of a massive Tool fan than I am.
Jason.
See, I was purposely giving my mouth shut.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Like, you're not talking to me.
Sorry. Jason also goes by Jay. I gotta not do that. I'm the one who messed it up. Anyway, Jason, you're a huge Tool.
Yeah, I really dig Tool. I dig almost anything Maynard touches. His new band Pussifer is probably my favorite
thing. You seen
thing.
him live?
Not Pussy. Oh yeah, sorry, I have twice. I've seen him live twice.
Yeah.
And they've done the 2 live videos over the pandemic here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, pretty much anything that guy touches. But Danny Carey's an amazing drummer. Adam Jones is a fantastic guitarist. Adam and then Chancellor. What's the bass player's name? I forget his name.
Never.
I mean, they're all awesome musicians, and everything they've done
technically very proficient, which is one of those bands in that sort of niche.
Have you seen Tool live?
Twice as well.
Twice? Yeah. I saw Tool live when I was 15. I didn't know who Tool was.
What? How did you not know who Tool was?
Dude, I was 15, and my buddy's like, "Hey, there's a concert happening. You want to come?" I'm like, "Okay, who is it?" He's like, "Tool." I'm like, "Cool." Okay.
Dig the name. Let's do it.
And then just like that made me a Tool fan. Within the first 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, this is life-changing. I couldn't imagine my first mosh at 12, 13 years old at a Tool concert. Like, at Edge Fest. Tool. Oh, my God. That's so cool. That's so cool for your son and your brother, too, to experience that. Oh, the perks of radio, guys, eh?
Yeah, no doubt.
For being the son of a radio guy.
Yeah, well, brother.
So I was able to find online, Jay, Maddog, I was able to find online some promos from Chart Attack. The only thing about this is, I will mention, is that we didn't get it doesn't actually show you really that much on here, but we do have some promos just to hit some people's nostalgia bones, I guess I should say.
Reminisce a little bit.
Yeah.
Go for it.
There you are. Did you miss it? blink and you'll miss it. Yeah. So there you are. Can we go back? Go again. See if you can miss it. See if you can see it again.
There it was.
Yeah, if I'm third rail and I'm your clothing sponsor, that's what I want to see, a split second in a promo.
Yeah. Less than a split.
Stop. Reverse.
There you go.
Right? That was the first season.
Second.
I have to say, YTV had the best promos.
Absolutely.
Like even as
It
an
was just
adult,
weird shit. Like
it's
what
the weirdest. But it worked.
Well,
Yeah.
keep it weird. That was the slogan, right?
Yeah.
Keep it weird all the time, right?
Especially if you're 14 or 15 and it's 11 o'clock on a Friday night with your buddies. You're going to like the weird stuff, right? Because you're primed for it.
Yeah, and then how else do you sell a show like that to kids, right? Or I guess not kids. Well, it must have been like all ages of people watching that show. But anyway,
Probably mostly kids.
well, mostly kids, yeah.
What? I was a kid. Yeah.
But I watched it.
Well, yeah,
Says
so
Vito.
I was definitely not a kid.
But
by
I
the time
stumbled
started.
across. That's the thing. Is like back then you didn't have the internet.
Right.
Well, you had the internet.
Vito, can you get a little closer to your
Oh,
mic?
sorry, you didn't have the internet.
That's
well,
better. You do, Jeff.
You had the internet, but it wasn't like you could just watch YouTube videos. You had to
Right.
go through the TV late at night. What are you doing? You're just
Yeah.
flipping through channels, right? So that's how I found out about it.
That's sort of the thing that's missing now too, right? Because you talk about YouTube. We all watch videos on YouTube, but when there was a specific location, a target that you would watch like weekly, like for me growing up, it was Much Loud on Much Music,
Yeah.
and my buddies and I we'd tape it on the VCR, and then we'd string them together until you had six hours or 12 hours of nothing but metal videos.
Yeah.
That's when you first start. You got like AC/DC's Jailbreak with Bon Scott. You got the early Twisted Sister. You got Maiden. You got Merciful Fate. You got Diamond Head. You got all that Nwobum type stuff, and then it morphed into Def Leppard, and that was the shit that like you could really go out and look for like that niche like metal because it was the time of like the pop metal, the hair metal. And then the stuff before that was
Right.
like the dark metal from like the Maiden and stuff like that. Even the early Metallica, and then became Megadeth and stuff like that. Like all of those genres morphed together, but that was your bonding stuff, right? Because you all watched Much Loud, and that's kind of what Chart Attack was as well. And then Much Loud came after that, and then Much Loud sort of became like, I think Much Loud still exists. It's like up in the upper. I don't know.
Well,
what
no,
it is.
it's actually Stingray bought
Stingray
Loud, so they
Yeah.
have it's a dedicated
Yeah.
channel now.
Yeah.
which
but
is pretty
it's-
good too.
Oh yeah.
It's borderline loud. It's more like much slightly elevated volume, not as opposed to being loud.
Some decent stuff on it.
Yeah,
Much medium.
except that they do a metal show 10 p.m. or Mountain Time till midnight or something like that. It is metal, but otherwise it's pretty fluffy.
All right, one more promo I'm going to pull up here, and let's see if there's anything we can glean from this.
I'm not even in this one. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
Oh, that's the end.
Let's watch it anyways.
Yeah, it's just because I can't. There we go.
You'll wind the.
Nelly.
There's
Nelly.
Nelly, some Limp Bizkit and
Fuel.
Papa Roach.
Fuel, Papa Roach.
Fuel, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with those two is they would have shot those. We didn't even have an episode in the can yet when they shot that promo. So there was nothing to, that's the reason I'm not in it, because there's nothing to show because we hadn't shot yet. This was the promo to promo the very first episode.
Oh.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Again, the Baja.
Not pink.
Thank.
Oh yeah, okay. And I actually wanted to make a list here.
Chart Attack, Fridays at 10.
10, but then it was 11.
Was at 11.
Right. Yeah, then it dropped to 11. It went to 11, and that's actually when I think I started watching. Is when I really started watching. Was when.
I think we frightened some parents, so that's why they made it.
Well, the thing that's nice about it being at 10, us people out west, it would be at 8,
Right.
right?
That's right.
Or 9. Yeah.
Oh, 9 for you.
Yeah,
you're
for me.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, exactly.
Central Time Zone. What is that?
So yeah, I am. And then rock bands, so we saw rock bands like we saw Our Lady Peace, which I also like Our Lady Peace. I'm a fan of them. I saw them live in concert. They're a phenomenal live band. Punk bands, Gob, Sum 41, Blink-182, Green Day. We saw Eminem, Pink there. But then the metal bands, that I was talking to my brother about this, and you influenced him as well. He likes all kinds of music, but you got him into metal a little bit as well. He remembers seeing Slipknot on your show. And that was highly influential for him. Finally, as adults, a few years back now, we went together to a Slipknot concert for the first time. Both of us went, so that was pretty exciting. Korn, I think you might have Korn on there.
Yeah, we did. I'm sure we did a couple Korn videos. We probably did Freak Elation stuff. It's funny too because a lot of the stuff now you look at it now, and you think to yourself, this almost seems tame. It doesn't seem as hardcore as it did back in the day. But at the time, when you're playing Static X with the contacts and it disturbed a lot of people. And when you're playing Cradle of Filth and stuff like that, like when you talk about a YTV network playing something like that at 11 o'clock at night, you had to wonder how many of the upper brass actually had any idea that show even existed.
That was the first time I even heard of Cradle of Filth, because I said your show got me interested in metal, but there wasn't as much accessibility. I started buying some metal magazines. I started kind of getting more interested in metal that way, but it wasn't. We didn't have the internet. Wasn't what it was. It isn't what it is now. You mentioned Disturbed. You said Disturbed in your last sentence or two. Disturbed was definitely on your show. System of a Down, you played on there, and you had actually a really good story, Jay, about interviewing them, right? System of a Down.
Yeah, I actually say in the video. I don't know if you guys have it or not, but it's so funny because I have. I'm terrible at keeping my own stuff. I've got boxes of tapes and boxes of videotapes and stuff like that, but I've never really converted them. So what's online is not a ton of stuff. But one of the things that I did find was talking to the dudes from Surge and the guitar player from System of a Down. And what I remember about interviewing those guys was because they were so political and because they were so literate, I just remember being really intimidated. And normally you don't have to be too intimidated because you can just vibe with the band. If you spend 5 minutes with them before the interview starts and you're just setting up mic levels and stuff like that, and you just mention something about a record or something about an interview that you saw or something that immediately tells the band that you know who they are, that you know them a little bit. Like if you know the drummer's name, like that goes. The bass player's like, oh,
sure,
he knows my name.
Sure,
right?
So definitely.
I remember I actually said that to Serge at the beginning. I said, I'm a little bit intimidated talking to you guys, and he was really cool about saying, hey man, we're just people having a conversation. We're just three guys, and we're just happy to be in Toronto playing our music. And I remember he just chilled me right out. And I always tried to sort of take that attitude into interviews moving forward, and just realizing that it wasn't really about me so much as getting the best out of an interview that I could for the people that watch the show. So that was one of those sort of TSN turning points too.
Yeah, you actually sent me an email saying System of a Down, but there's no link in it. Was there supposed to be a link there of that interview? Did you have a video?
Oh, I didn't send it?
It's all good.
That's okay. I did a lot of digging. Other bands on there, Linkin Park. You mentioned Static X. I'm wearing a Static X shirt tonight. Papa Roach we just saw on there. Limp Bizkit. Finger 11 when they were still heavy before they became a pop rock band. Do you remember when Finger 11 was actually a metal band?
Do you remember when Finger 11 wasn't even Finger 11 yet?
Oh yeah, what was it?
Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
Yeah, dude, I totally forgot.
I love that album. I still listen to that album all the time. It's super good.
Yeah, I think they changed to Finger 11 because, oddly enough, American radio didn't think that was a super good name for a band.
Well, I don't think. I would probably agree with that. It really wasn't a very good name for a band.
I always speculated as a kid, what is the 11th finger? Is it the penis?
Yeah, dude, come on now.
Is it
like,
really?
Yeah,
I thought I was being immature about it.
No,
just like Third Eye Blind, same thing.
Okay, all right. It's all dick jokes. It's all dick jokes.
Limp Bizkit.
How's Third Eye Blind a dick joke?
You One Eye Monster.
Oh, the One Eye Monster. You guys are teaching me.
And it's blind.
And it's blind. Does that mean you have no standards? Is that what it means?
Maybe.
Third eye blind, maybe?
Yeah, they can't see what it's going into. So.
How far before we get to chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water?
There we go.
There we go.
Well, that one's actually not about anything lewd, I don't think. I think that's a reference
Probably
to...
somewhere.
Well, it's a
chocolate-
reference to themselves, though, isn't it? Like Red Durst is an asshole.
Okay.
And then the band is the hot dog flavored water, right? He was the kind of so and so in the whatevers is a band name.
Oh,
I think they were making fun of
What do you
themselves with
guys
that.
think of? What do you guys think of the return of Limp Bizkit and sort of dad vibe Fred?
We should pull that up. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Oh,
you
he's
didn't
got
see that?
he's got a new look. We should definitely pull that
Well, I
up.
think that was
Is
just
he
for the
bald?
video. That was
No,
just
no,
for-
no, no, no.
Is
He's
he
got
got
a
the hat
bunch
on?
of.
It's the
He's,
live show at Lollapalooza.
yeah, anyway, I'm gonna pull this
They
up.
headlined, I think, Friday night or Saturday night. And it's
What?
just like
Yeah.
the opening is great because Wes is playing like a Ministry riff off the top, and he looks like a dominatrix.
Oh yeah, of
Great.
course.
It's really good, and they're on point musically.
Dude, Wes
Really, really
Borland
cool.
was a
we
guitar
go.
player that didn't get as much respect as he should have.
He's
like,
crazy.
He's
guitar
actually
player.
good.
Yeah.
He's really good.
There,
No
there he is on
way.
the left there. Yeah.
No, it's not.
He was just dressed up for the because he was totally just dressed up for that.
Oh yeah.
But they've been back playing live for a little while now because Wally and I just saw them in Heavy Montreal.
Yep.
Was that 2018? They headlined there. So
Yeah,
yeah.
they didn't really go away. They've kind of been like doing festivals and stuff like that. But I think that the Lollapalooza gig was sort of like a big return for them.
Yeah,
when they started
definitely.
playing, but they just went back off the road because of COVID for a while. But they'll end up being back out. But yeah, but they sound great. They sound so good.
Interesting.
This is so much fun. I can just talk about bands with Jay Maddog all night. I could just be the whole show.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. The Cradle of Filth thing I want to talk about a little bit because I didn't know who Cradle of Filth was. I didn't even know that kind of metal existed at that point. It was such a. I think I was on that. Yeah.
I didn't either. I had no idea.
I wasn't a
no
black.
idea.
I didn't know
They-
what
they
black
sort
metal
of-
at all. Yeah.
I think I came in and they just like played me the video and I was just like, this is too weird not to play. Like we have to.
Yeah. And who else would play it?
forget-
Seriously, nobody
Yeah,
would have
exactly.
played it.
I forget what
And sort
track
of
that
the way
was.
the show.
Go ahead.
The way the show worked every week too was I would get a list on Thursdays or Wednesdays, I think Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, of the videos we were going to play, and then I'd have to write a script, and then I'd send it in, and they'd review it, and then we'd go in and we'd shoot it, and we shot straight to tape. So if you screw up, you have to stop, and you have to go back to the very beginning at the end of the video, and you have to start again. So my goal every week was to get in and get out as fast as humanly possible. If we shot an hour-long show, I wanted to take an hour and 15 minutes. Because then you were a hero to the crew, and you were sort of riding that energy. And I think it was Thursdays, so it was right before my last show, before Fridays and the weekend. So I was always super stoked for that. But what I remember about the scripts was my producer would say to me when I came in to do the show, she'd come in and she'd be like, "You have to write more than ad lib. Like you have to give me an idea." And I was like, "Well, you know what? I honestly don't know what I'm going to say with this one until the video ends." And then we would just sort of riff, and some of the best stuff, the throws to video. And just the goofy shit that we would do was sort of off the cuff, and it would come from, joking around with the control room or talking in makeup, or, we did a show with my kid once where he played Mini Me, and then we did him in the same makeup. Like we did a show where I wore a bunny suit one season.
Right.
And I wore the bunny suit home. I drove home in my car in it, like the full makeup and the bunny suit.
How hot was that?
It's so I could wave to people. Yeah, so it was like, that was a great thing about being at YTV. It was they would encourage like having a good time. Like we didn't take ourselves too seriously. I've never taken myself too seriously, so that was kind of a fun place to do it. And that was the thing I found out about a lot of these bands. Like the more serious they appeared on camera, the more goofy they were behind the scenes because they were just playing into the type. Like they weren't playing a role or acting so much as they were like adopting a character for a performance. But they could be just as normal and just as much fun as anybody.
Right. I've been asked in the chat what Cradle of Filth song was it, and I actually can't recall. It's the one with the female operatic singing. It would have been early 2000s. I can't remember which track it is.
It's the one if you go to Spotify. It's got the most spins. I guarantee it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
There we go.
I guarantee it. Have you guys seen that Norwegian death metal movie? Because there was the book and then the movie.
I know what you're talking about, and I was told to watch
They
it.
burned down the church.
Yeah. I've seen clips of it. I've watched bits and pieces here and there, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
I think one of the Culkins is actually in that movie. It's either from the Cradle to Enslave or her ghost. I think it's her Ghost in the Fog.
That could be it. Hold on, let me pull this up.
Hey, random question while he's pulling that up.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It could have been on Chart Attack or just on the YTV had their own chart too, like the countdown show. Mm-hmm. There was a band. The Hit List, yeah. There was a band out of Toronto. They were all like young kids. They were like 15, 16. They were like a rock band called Serial Joe.
Oh, I remember them. Yeah.
Did you ever play them?
I think we did.
I think you might have.
Yeah.
I think that's how I found out about them. Then I asked for that CD for my birthday when I was a kid.
Serial Joe were young.
Like 15.
16.
Yeah. It was insane how young they were. That would be so cool to be 15, 16, get a record deal and tour like all of Canada.
Right.
Where are they now, though?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
Standing at a bar saying, I used to be in Serial Joe.
Serial what?
Do you know who I am?
I forgot that band even existed, honestly, until you just brought it up.
Yeah, me too.
Emergency alert.
There's a lot of bands.
We have
COVID.
Emergency alert. Oh, okay.
COVID.
We're getting
State of
COVID.
public emergency.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Public service announcement.
You guys are getting like an
Yeah,
Amber Alert.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the emergency alert system just triggered.
What do they do? What do they do in Alberta? They just tell you where to come get it.
No, they'll mail it to us. They'll
mail it.
Come on down, Cowboys. Everyone COVID.
Oh my God! Come down to Ranchmans.
seriously.
Back alley was supposed to open again.
Oh yeah, I know it was supposed to open. Yeah, that they played metal and stuff, but
Find the video?
I did find the video. I'm not gonna actually play it because I'll get my video get taken down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
Damn
the
copyright
video.
owners.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So it depends on the song. Some stuff there's a lot of stuff I can play and it's just I get demonetized, which I don't care about getting monetized. But yeah, I just don't want the video to get like completely taken down. So it was that song though, definitely. That was you hit the nail on the head there, Jay. Because I kind of scrolled through it. It's definitely the right track. Okay, so I think you already answered this question, but kind of answered it. But what are you listening to these days? What are you listening to these days? Are you still into heavy music?
Yeah, absolutely. When I worked at Q104 in Halifax, and when I came to work in Toronto, and we were playing hip hop and top 40 and stuff like that. Like I come from, my dad's a drummer. My dad's very musically inclined, and I grew up listening to classic rock, like him. I remember like one day being in our car and I was listening to the AM station and he said, I'm gonna blow your mind, and he pressed the FM button and it was K97 in Edmonton, and I heard like Boston for the first time. Corner, Led Zeppelin, and April Wine, and all those bands. So I've kind of grown up on a staple of classic rock. But I came up like my like early teen years were like I said, the early metal. Like I just finished reading Confess, the Rob Halford book. I just finished reading that.
Ooh.
Great, it's really cool. So yeah, Judas Priest. All my buddies were into metal, right? We were all into metal. I've always been more of a melodic guy, so I leaned more towards the Def Leppard type stuff than I did the Iron Maiden and stuff like that. So I always really enjoyed that. So now when I listen to hard rock, I mean, I don't know. I'm actually kind of looking at my library, so I can kind of pull up the artists that I've listened to. But I still listen to Van Halen, still listen to Metallica, a lot of Def Leppard. I got into a ska phase for a long time, so it was like Real Big Fish, bands like that.
Yeah.
Cage the Elephant, Arctic Monkeys. I love Clutch. Clutch is a great band.
Oh, Clutch, yes.
And the one that gets the most reaction, and we can discuss and feel free because I've heard it all, is I am a hardcore Nickelback fan.
Actually?
Ooh.
Big time.
Hold on.
Love Nickelback.
Hold on, we're pulling this up.
I like
yeah.
early Nickelback. When they were first getting started, I liked them, but I don't really listen to them too much anymore.
Have you seen them live?
Okay, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. I've seen them about 3 times live, and their show is one of the top.
Phenomenal.
Like, come on.
There it is.
Like, to be
There you
completely honest.
are. With Nickelback, I saw that. I'm like, I gotta pull this up at some time during the show because we're in Alberta. They're shooting this out of Calgary, Alberta, and there's so much kind of Nickelback hate here.
But
Sure.
They're from Alberta, so.
They're from Hannah.
Yeah.
But the thing
from
that
Hannah.
people don't realize is that Chad Kroeger is probably one of the best songwriters of our generation.
Wow.
He doesn't just write for himself. Dude, he's written he's written some country songs, some big country. That's how he makes his money right now. Mm-hmm. He's written like Steel Panther songs. He's written,
really?
Yeah.
What?
Dude, there's like a whole like article I read. There's
What?
like 20 songs that Chad Kroeger wrote that you would never know he wrote because
I did
You
not
got to
know
tell me
that.
that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Wow.
There's a band that you can sit down and have some beers and listen to. Steel Panther.
Right? Absolutely.
Come on.
Yeah, there was a whole article I read. There was like a whole bunch of songs that he wrote, and he's a wicked songwriter. He figured out the formula, and he applied it, and
You can't argue with how successful his songs have been.
Exactly. They're all hits. Everything he writes
I've
is
interviewed
hits.
them a few times, but the last time I did it was for Feed the Machine, and it's when that picture was taken. And I remember they came in and we're shooting the shit, and I said to Chad, I said, you just had throat surgery. How'd it go? And he goes, well, he's like, it's got positives and it's got negatives. He's like, my voice is back. It's better than it's ever been. He's like, but the downside is that I sound like that fucking asshole from Nickelback.
The surgery didn't change that.
Oh my god, that's so
You're
funny.
talking about a guy that's got a sense of humor about himself, right? Like, he gets it.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Like, they're in on the joke. Like, you can make all the fun that you want. Like, I'll just go to sleep on my bed made of money. You guys can make all the fun that you want.
Shit. If I was them, I wouldn't give a shit how much people hated me. Like,
who
cares?
My own
successful.
kid used to give me grief about Nickelback, and then I took him to a show, and he was like converted.
Wow.
It was the Feed the Machine show, and it was just phenomenal. It's just like, and like live at Sturgis, if you don't like if you've never listened to a Nickelback live show, that's your starter. I watched that last weekend. Like, I go to that all the time. So I still listen to a ton of hard rock, but you know what? For me, there's only two kinds, good and bad. Like, I don't much like a metal fan's not going to shit on another metal fan for the genre that they listen to. I'm not going to shit on someone that listens to top 40. If that's what you want to listen to, great, because there's some well crafted all genres of music.
Really, metal fans don't shit on other metal fans? That's not hard enough.
If you're in the wrong genre, you can get shit on.
Yeah, I'm definitely not that kind of metalhead. I actually have one Nickelback song that I genuinely like, and I still like it to this day, believe it or not. Even though
what it is?
Sure.
It's Photograph.
No. No, definitely not that.
Side of a Bullet?
Nope.
Is it old Nickelback or newer Nickelback?
Middle Nickelback.
Middle Nickelback.
Middle Nickelback. It's a lesser. No, it's not. It's not one of their singles you would hear on the radio. It's from an album. Yeah.
Play it.
Okay.
Play it? Well, I can tell you what it is. If I play it, the Nickelback's probably going to take my video down. Even though they're your friends, they're probably going to take my video down.
They're weird that way about copyright.
It's not them. It's their record company, right? They a lot of these artists. When I get claims and stuff, I tried reaching out at one point in time. And it's not the artists.
No, they don't own it.
It's never the artist. It's always the label. It's always who they're going through. It's not the artists. They want the publicity. I don't think they really give a shit if the wicked Wally Webcast plays. Just being honest, plays their song.
Well, it is the greatest hard rock heavy metal show on the planet.
It is
soon to be. Soon to be. I always say soon to be because I'm not that full of myself. But hopefully that you have to have aspirations, right? I'm going platinum. Anyway, because of you.
Okay.
I know it.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
Yeah, it's just got a really heavy riff. I just really like it's got a very heavy, chunky guitar. It's got a really heavy riff. I just like the riff in it. And anytime I hear it, my brother likes Nickelback, the one I talked about earlier, the one who also was inspired to like heavy music from your show, and amongst other things. He's a Nickelback fan, and that song, I'm like, this is a good song, and I caught myself listening to it on multiple occasions. So, and I mean, they know how to write hits, right?
Yeah,
they do.
They know how to write hits. Chad knows how to write hit music, and they're doing really well.
It's funny when people say, they figured out the formula. Do you know people would give their eye teeth to figure out the formula? Like we say, well, they figured out how to write a hit. People would kill a family member to be able to write a hit.
People spend their whole.
How you remind me, just to write one hit.
Right,
a lot of artists would kill for it.
People spend their whole life trying to figure it out, and they never do.
Yeah,
it's just the reality. He figured it out. Some other bands did too, but it's the 1%, right?
Right.
Default. That's who I was trying to remember.
Oh, Default. I remember
right
Default.
Around, wasting my time.
Yeah, another Yarling band.
Again. Whoa, again.
There was a time where I felt like I interviewed Default every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And they were great guys. It was just like that's sort of the circuit that everybody's in, because everybody's coming through Toronto at one point, right? So
of course.
you get everybody at one point.
Default played a bunch of smaller shows in Saskatchewan a bunch too. Like I think they kind of like they their popularity kind of waned, but they continued to perform and play and again and again and again. So they didn't stop. As far as I know, I don't know if they're playing now, but for the longest time, the default was still kicking. Okay, great. We have some more comments in the chat. I'm sorry I'm ignoring the chat. We're just having such a great conversation with Jay here. So in the chat, actually, Sherry Smith. I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, but it's your actual last name. Is that your wife in the chat?
Yeah.
So
Probably.
So that was actually going to lead into my next question. Also
Is she correcting me on something? Probably she correcting me.
No, she's just saying hi, guys. She's just saying hi, guys. And Eric in the chat saying great to see you guys. So that's also in the chat. So more people chatting. So the next question I had for you, and again, this is one of those simple questions I had from when I was really young. And Maddog. Where did Maddog come from? And then also, I realized more recently, the last name is different. Your last name is not actually Michaels, right?
No, it's not. In sort of true radio fashion, a lot of guys end up making up their names, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Who does that?
I know.
Who does that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My God, your name being Wicked. I mean, how did your parents ever come up with that one? That's
Actually, Wally's not my first name.
Oh, is it your middle name or it's not your name at all?
It is my middle name, yeah.
Okay. Walter.
Secrets.
Yeah, correct.
Whoa, little peek behind the scenes there.
Correct. Yeah.
Your mother used that when she's pissed at. She says, Walter.
Yes.
Yeah, and there. So yeah,
it was Wally. She called me Wally when I wouldn't listen. Go ahead.
It's really pretty simple for me. When I was in Halifax, my name was McNeil, and McNeil is kind of an East Coast sounding name. So I got the call to fly to Toronto to interview for this job at Kiss 92.5. And I was in like the airport limo coming from Pearson to Toronto for my interview. And I was listening to the radio station, and Tarzan Dam was on.
Right.
Yeah, I know that name.
And he was doing an afternoon drive, and I thought, well, if I'm doing mornings and Tarzan Dam is on in the afternoon, I gotta have a funky name to do the morning show. And I'm like, Maddog. How about Maddog? I think I'll use Maddog.
Right.
Just like that, eh? That's simple.
Literally, it was just like, it just came to me. And then I used Michaels because when I was working in Halifax, there was a guy that I worked for who was a dick. He was a real dick. And he just wasn't a nice guy. And so when I left, I took his name. Because whenever he would read about me, I would want him to know that I took his name. Because I didn't think he treated me very well, and he didn't treat the rest of the staff well. And I wanted him to know that we thought that of him. So I took Michaels from him.
Wow.
So I kind of stole it. So that whenever anybody would say to him, "Oh, you're that Michaels, just like Jay Michaels," he'd be like,
yes.
I know,
Absolutely.
it's kind of petty, but I did it.
That's justified.
So Mad Dog Michaels. That's where that came from.
Excellent. In the chat, Eric's saying, Wally Dama, now I know, because I've never said that before on the air or on a show, that that Wally isn't, it's the first time I let it out, but it's because we're talking to
You saved it for the finale, Wally. We had
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. That's
We
right.
get it.
Yeah.
Now, what's my actual name? Well, I mean, if you watch every episode of the webcast,
you might find a clue somewhere.
back to back, in the episodes that
Virginia.
Jason's been in. Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
maybe.
Maybe
Maybe it's Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Maybe it's Johnny. Sometimes it's Jenny. Who knows?
Just watch all the episodes with Jason.
Dave.
Jason's known me the longest here, so I'm sure he's called me by the wrong name a couple times on the show.
I think Montana did
Twice
too.
now.
Did she?
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay, fair enough. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Anyway, back to Maddog. We're having our own side conversation here. We talked about Chart Attack and about your start. So you already mentioned you're originally from Nova Scotia, a little place called New Glasgow.
That's right, New Glasgow.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I saw you went to high school in Edmonton, Alberta, and we're in Calgary right now. I actually might be moving to Edmonton.
Okay.
What happened there? What was the transition to?
So I was born in Nova Scotia, and then when we moved to Alberta in like 1978 or 79. My parents were divorced, but my mom lived in Red Deer, my dad lived in Edmonton, so I would just kind of go back and forth. Mm-hmm. And then when I was like 11 or 12, I left living with my mom to live with my dad, and I lived with my dad until the end of high school.
Right.
And I was in Edmonton. And then in 87, when I graduated high school, my dad said, "Listen, we're moving to Nova Scotia. I can either get you a job at the warehouse I work at, or you can come to Nova Scotia with the family. So I went to Nova Scotia with the family, and I was there for like a year, working at a gas station, doing the overnight shift. And the guy that worked at the gas station next to me used to call the radio station all the time and talk to this girl. Her name was Paula Brecken. And he asked her about where she went to school, and she went to school in Ontario, at a place called Loyalist College.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I decided we were going to go to Loyalist College to take radio broadcasting.
All right.
Then,
was it the Rad B program?
I don't know what it was called, but it was like a 2-year radio program.
Right.
And then the week before we were leaving, he told me he was staying because he didn't want to leave his girlfriend.
Whoa.
So I went by myself, and I went to Loyalist. So I went to Loyalist for a couple of years, and then I ended up working in Nova Scotia, working in Alberta, working back in Nova Scotia, and then coming to Ontario, and I've been here ever since.
When you were at Loyalist College, did they have the radio station at the time, CJLX at the time?
Yeah.
They
yes,
did.
They did.
Oh, excellent. Did you get? Were you on the air for that?
Oh yeah, my very first ever shift was actually on a real radio station. Not that the one in the college wasn't a real radio station, but that was like it only broadcast in house. It doesn't broadcast. It broadcasts outside before, right? So I got on. It was CJTN in Trenton was the first radio station I ever officially worked for.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Yeah, the guys are laughing at me because my only stint in radio was a volunteer gig at our community radio station here, and that's out of the University of Calgary. So that was my
radio.
But it also broadcasts all the way to Banff.
Yeah, that
you know what I mean. Like it's got a big footprint.
My show on campus never left the campus. It barely got to the cafeteria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most campus radios only do maybe a couple kilometers away, right? Whereas we have. What is it, 50,000 watt?
Yeah, tower.
So, yeah, a little different.
Yeah, and it's online. It
you
streams.
Could play whatever you wanted?
Yes,
pretty much.
We had CanCon requirements, and we had certain things we had to say, station IDs. But creatively, I was the creative force, and then later my co-host Laws, who joined a bit later, we were the creative forces of our shows. So as long as you could have cursing and swearing in the songs, as long as we were after midnight, so we didn't even have to do any warnings on those shows. The guests I wanted to bring on, I brought on who I wanted to bring on in terms of guests to interview them. It was very much my own creative endeavor, or our own creative endeavor once Laws joined, which is really cool. And yes, I guess
still going.
Thank you for saying it was a real radio station, Vito. I really appreciate it.
But honestly, but CJSW is also the biggest campus radio in Canada.
In Canada, yes, that's true.
So
that's
it's
true.
not just.
Yeah, thank you.
You were just a volunteer. You did a lot there. You were
I
on the
know.
board.
You
too.
even let me play an entire show of all songs I wanted to
and
play.
me too.
Right, I brought these guys on back in those days, so nostalgia. This is
There's something fun about being able. I used to do that too at the radio station I worked at in Glasgow. Like the guys would leave the bar, so I did the back shift. The boys would leave the bar and they'd come and hang out in the studio, and I just let them go to the library and pick stuff out. Like if you want to listen to Hush by Deep Purple, fine. You want to listen to an entire, full side of a Jimi Hendrix live album, we'll do that. And it was just fun to hang out with your buddies.
Oh yeah.
I even brought all my own music on the show you had me on. Like all the MP3s, everything. We did.
You did, yeah.
Completely whatever I wanted to play. That was really cool.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah. It was. I just, and that's when I realized the metal community, and that's when I realized something like this would even be possible. So you don't think that. You think like, I'm just average Joe. I'll talk about it a bit later in the show. This is not my history. I want to talk about you first. But later in the show, I do want to let you know, Jay, probably near the end. So folks want to stick around for that. What you inspired. So I'm going to show you some of the cool stuff that I got to do way at the end, because this is about, you're the guest. But I wanted to let you know what your show on YTV was a catalyst for, and where it went. So
stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. Yeah. A little bit of a highlight reel. Not about this show, because we're on it right now, but kind of what I did in the radio and stuff a little bit. So anyway, and yeah, I'm a total amateur. This is just something I've wanted to do for a long time. What's next here? Okay, when you went to college, you went to Loyalist College, right? Thank you very much. And then from 1999 to 2005, you were the morning host, co-host of Kiss 95 FM and CHFI in Toronto. Your first co-host. I was interested with that because I recognized the name. I'm like, is that the same guy? Darren Jones was your first co-host. Do you guys know?
No. Who's Darren Jones?
Darren Jones. Okay, I'm gonna pull up a photo. You're gonna probably recognize him because he's known for the prank comedy TV show Buzz. He did MTV Live. I enjoyed both.
Oh,
those shows.
Darren! Yeah,
Darren.
from MTV Live. Yeah. Of course.
There we go.
That was a great show. MTV Live was awesome.
It was great.
It
I
was
watched
a
it every
great
day when I came
show.
home from school
Oh, yeah, okay.
in high school. Yeah, of course. What's he up to?
I think
He's on Kid 92.5. He does the afternoon drive show.
No way.
Yeah, he's back on the radio again.
Good for
yeah,
him.
yeah. And I think didn't both of you have a bit of stand-up comedy experience as well?
No, I've done it once, and it was for like
that's what it was. Okay.
for something for the show. But Darren came into. He's been doing stand-up since he was a teenager, and he still does it.
Dan
And
Levy
he's
was
like-
on that show too. On
That's
MTV
right,
Live.
Dan Levy,
Yep.
Shit's Creek. Yeah,
Yep.
It was him, and then there was a girl as well. But it was very imaginative. It was very for a daily show you're churning out day after day after day. It was pretty imaginative.
Yeah, he was pretty funny too. I like his sense of humor.
Yeah, definitely.
Him and I only did the morning show at Kiss for 8 months.
That's
Because he
it.
decided that he was also going to Ryerson at the same time. It was
Interesting.
burning him out.
Oh yeah, of course.
Matt, doing mornings in Toronto and going to university at the same time.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Are you still friends with him? Do you still keep in touch? Or?
Yeah, we still talk, absolutely. Yeah,
That's-
and my
that's
next
awesome.
co-host, Billy, she's still working. She does country. I
Right.
still talk to her all the time. I talk to everybody, pretty much. It's pretty, for such a big city, it's a pretty small radio community. Like, we all went to the same parties, we all went to the same concerts, like a lot of us. Like, there's a girl here, Josie Dye, that works at a station called Indie 88. She used to be on The Edge, and she just lives a few blocks from me, and, so I see her, socially once in a while. Her husband owns Dine Alone Records.
What?
Oh, nice.
No
Ellis
way.
Fire's label.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
There's so many people on that label.
Yeah.
My sister would lose it. Yeah.
And he's a very cool guy. So it's like it's a pretty cool little musical community. It's been kind of tough the last couple of years because we're so used to seeing each other at gigs and stuff like that, and at social functions, to not be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you stay in touch? Yeah, especially when you're busy with other things.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Billie Holiday. I'm like, I know that name. I looked it up. I'm like, oh no, it's not the jazz. It's not the famous jazz singer Billie Holiday.
No.
That's just her on-air persona. But yeah, very cool. This perfectly segues into your demo reel. I want to pull up your demo reel because we covered some of the stuff you did prior to this demo reel. I think some of it's in here too. I want to pull this up and also just talk about what you've done here. This
Sure.
is highly entertaining. Here we go. Okay. Demo reel. All right. So let's do this. Demo reel. Maddog Michael's demo reel.
I thought you all might begin your tour here.
There's the bunny suit.
The bunny
there
suit.
It
Yep.
is. There it
That's the bunny
is.
suit. That's the Gob special when I'm in the tube.
Yeah. I love the hair too. It was so epic.
Oh, dude.
So early, late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, so like new
The
metal.
soul patch. The clothes too. The soul patch and the clothes too. Like I said, I had to deal with Third Rail, so they would
No
send
way.
me boxes and boxes of clothes. It was the coolest stuff at the time.
That's wild.
Okay, let's watch a little more.
That's from Mike Buller. That's from Chart Attack. That's Chart Attack.
Okay, here we go. Here's a clip from
Station
Kiss.
99.9 Virgin Radio.
Virgin
and
Radio.
me from
Sorry.
Guess Who. Do you know how long I've been waiting? to get to actually play that for
that's marketing. Like almost every song I've heard of his ever,
Yeah.
because I don't really listen. I don't like seek out that music, but you just hear it has his name at the beginning. That's what you.
Yeah.
Jason Derulo. Every single song. What if metal bands started doing that? Like
There was a stand-up comedian that said that about country music, about the same thing, like MCA Records, thank you very much. But rappers can just get away with that.
yeah. Jason Derulo. Okay, let's play a little more of this.
For Jason Derulo. I actually I have read Jason's workout in Details magazine, and I just like to say, as far as I've got is I've read it, and I'm exhausted just by reading the actual workout.
That's a start.
You worked out this morning before you even started doing interviews, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to the gym at 3:15.
Oh,
Now, were you
who gets
like
up at that
this?
time?
Were you like this?
I know.
That is horrible. I would not get up that early to work out.
No.
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 Are you sleeping? Are you recovering from your workout at
I
all?
was swimming at 6 a.m. this morning.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
That's not 3
That's not 3 a.m. That's not 3 a.m. And we'll talk about. I want to talk about it later, but you stay in shape, Jay. Actually, I notice you keep fit, which is good. I do as well.
I try. I mean, it's a little bit harder. I mean, I think during all this, you either go one of two ways. You're either super fit or you're either super not. I'd say I'm somewhere in the happy medium sort of range.
I was super until I had a child. We had my partner gave birth to a child this year. So thank you very much. Yeah, the lack of sleep makes it hard, but I'm still keeping it up. I'm still exercising.
Yeah, it's tough to be motivated. And so this is great. So your partner and your baby let you do metal in the basement?
In the office, yeah, especially the main floor of the building.
One step up.
Yeah, he banishes the baby to the basement.
Yeah. No, wait, we're supposed
to going in the studio to do metal now. You need to sleep.
I want to say wife, but we postponed our wedding because of COVID. But she encouraged me to do this. The radio the radio was burning me out. It was just the late nights and everything like that. I was just getting burnt out from it, and I had some health issues I didn't know about, and I found out later and stuff. So I'm like, oh man, maybe I could just do my own thing, and then I have my own schedule and all that shit. So she encouraged this. She she encouraged all this. So
She's
yeah,
awesome.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Shout out to Jen.
Jen. Shout out to Jen. Jen is in Edmonton right now with our daughter. And I drove back just to be able to do the show tonight with you, Jay.
Oh, that's amazing.
And to get a good night's sleep, but we won't talk about that part.
I was up with Vienna last night, and she woke me up 3 times last night.
Oh.
But then she had like an 11-hour sleep the night before that, so it's just been kind of
Up and down.
That was amazing. Yeah. Anyway, that's my life. Talking about Maddog Michaels, I feel like we're just a bunch of friends here. We're just friends hanging out. So we saw that clip. That was from, let's go back to that actually. That's The Breakfast Show on Virgin Radio from 2006 to 2015. Your original co-host was Billy, as you mentioned, Holiday, not the jazz singer. And then... well, actually, I'm missing it here. Who was the co-host that eventually took over?
Her name's Maura Grierson. And it was Maddog and Maura.
Right. Okay. Thanks. So let's watch a bit more of this. And then was this around the time? And I could be getting this wrong. Was this around the time, Maddog, when you were the winner of the Now Magazine and Toronto Sun reader polls for best Toronto radio personality? Is that?
I think we were at KISS. I think we were at KISS when that happened. So that was like 2001, 2002. This is more like 2010, 2011.
A little bit later.
Yeah. I think after this as well. I think Psy is on this demo reel. And there's a couple of shows that I did. There's one that if you want to watch it where there's a woman I interact with. And I want to see if you guys can figure out who she is.
Oh, I knew exactly who it was right away, and I'm going to ask my co-host.
I'm excited.
I already watched the demo reel, so I know exactly what you're talking about, Jay. I want to see if my co-hosts know who she is, because I do know who it is, and I already have it written down.
You can before you get to it. Feel free.
No, let's just watch more of this. I'll stop talking a little bit, maybe, and then we'll watch a little more of this.
Yeah, right. You're not gonna do that.
For the accident, or is this the new Jason Derulo?
It's definitely a new Jason Derulo.
Do you have time to make some time for just one of your fans?
Absolutely.
Virgin Radio, what's your name?
Hi, it's Melissa. How are you?
Hi.
So I saw you last week on Ellen.
Oh, word up.
So excited.
And I'm actually
Word
wondering
up.
if you could do the rest of your interview on Virgin without a shirt on, so we can see pictures. Please. It would make my day, my life.
It's so early. It's cold in here.
It is.
You already said you worked out today, so you should be good to go.
If Steve and I took our shirts off, would that make you feel more comfortable? Shot. Everybody, Nelly Furtado.
Okay, before we move on, Jay, would you have actually taken your shirt off?
No.
Okay.
No, that dude's ripped. That dude is jacked.
Would have made you look bad. Nelly Furtado. I mean, who here didn't have a little bit of a crush on her a long time?
Dude, I still do.
Okay, yeah.
Portuguese girl, come on.
Yeah, she's beautiful and very talented too, right? And I can have crushes and still be faithful to my.
Just a crush.
Yeah.
Just a crush. We're all taken here. Anyway.
How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you? This is fun.
I'm good. You look fantastic. I must say,
so sweet.
you are in such a great place in your life right now.
Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you.
One of the things you said about this this new record is that you feel it's you at your rawest, being very raw.
Yeah.
How do you take that? How does that raw become something that we hear
she's
that
hot.
becomes as big as?
You need a minute? You okay?
Oh, how do you even compose? How do you even talk in front of her?
That's a question for you, apparently, Maddog. How do you even talk in front of her?
You know what's weird about artist interviews? A lot of the time, it's not even hard to talk to the artist. It's that they have 15 people with them and they're all staring at you through the glass.
Oh, that makes sense.
You have
Publicist
to,
and
like,
this
you have
and
to,
that.
like, because there's a publicist doing this. You got to wrap it up. We got to get somewhere else. And you're trying to get a vibe going with someone. So that's sometimes hard. Doing the artist stuff. If you lock in with the artist, you're fine.
I've had that actually. When I went to Heavy Montreal, there was a couple of the handlers. I don't know if you want to call them or whatever with the artists. So yeah. So that was a new experience. I'm like, this is the first time I had that opportunity to interview a band with some handlers. But yeah. And this is also I got to mention. This is the morning show. So isn't it the breakfast show?
That's still at Virgin. Yeah, that's actually right beside the studio where we did Jason Derulo.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So the Jason Derulo interview was our main studio where I ran the show.
Right.
And that was just like our specific interview studio.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Like, it's been a while, so I kind of took a break so I could live life and really get raw again, you know, and go back to that place where I'm writing songs.
Vito, mine out of the gutter. Mine out of the gutter, Vito.
Having to write a song, you know, 'cause
So when can?
Sorry, what was that, Jay?
I missed that watch. I love that watch. I miss that watch so much. The strap kept breaking.
I also want to say this is the least like crazy hair you've had in anything I've seen you in is in this interview right here. Very muted.
It was very chill. I think it was growing. I think I shaved it. It was growing back.
Oh, that's what it was. That makes sense. Makes sense. Keep going.
Canadians hope to see you on the road. When are we announcing all the dates for the tour?
we are going to be in Latin America in November, and then the big North American tour launches January 2013.
Nelly Furtado coming to you sometime between now and the next 5 years. Going to be on the road. Thanks
Watch
for coming
out
in, Nelly.
for me. Thank you. It was great talking to you.
Good talking to you too.
99.9 You are listening to Manimal and the Coog. It's 13 minutes shy of the hour. To my right is Karen the Coog, and you look awful this morning.
One too many White Russians last night. Yeah, that, and I drank too much.
All right, we got a listener in the
Shock job.
Simon, I will give you free barbecue. You let little Elvis taser your balls.
Little Elvis. Taser your balls.
Medical personnel standing.
Oh.
So much. We have a winner. I mean, a winner. You enjoy that barbecue, my friend. Courtesy of Sanderson's Funeral Home, putting the fun back in funeral.
What was the skit?
Let's talk about.
Yeah, because Maddog here has some acting credits, and that's something
There
I
it
found out
is.
looking into. I was really surprised about that. Acting credits. In this case, that was Manimal on CTV's Satisfaction, and I had never heard of the show before. It only ran a single season, I think, right?
Yeah, the girl that wrote that episode wrote that because she listened to my show, so she wrote it for me.
Oh, wow.
She called me and said, "Dude, I wrote a part for you. Do you want to come do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And they wrote it for Maddog, but for copyright reasoning, they couldn't because of the different companies. Blah blah blah.
Right.
They couldn't use Maddog, so it was Manimal. But
Manimal.
we shot it like in an afternoon, and I just remember it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing that.
That is awesome. So I looked it up. It's a relationship comedy. Follows the lives of couples Maggie Bronson and Jason Howell along with their single friend and roommate Mark Movenpick as they navigate their way through their early 20s.
You don't think I watched the show, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would either.
I never saw an episode.
No. Okay. And then yes, and that's
I'm
Canadian.
sure it's great though. I'm sure
And
it's
then you were acting across from the guy who got tased in the balls. There is well-known Canadian actor Pat Thornton, right?
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, actor and comedian, I should say, stand-up comedian as well.
Yeah,
so.
I got lucky, man. I got to work with a lot of people. I worked with Willie Nelson. That was a blast.
Yeah, that's going to come up next. Hold on, let's pull that up.
About your excursions into other media. I know you've done television.
We're back. I'm Little Kenny Friedman. You're listening to 3 Chord Monty
on KNGY. We are very excited to have live in our studio the legendary Willie Nelson. I know you've been reading a lot about Willie in the papers. Everybody seems to have
Hair,
an opinion on
dude.
him. But tonight, we're going to forget about all that and enjoy the music. Willie, would you like to introduce the band?
Hey, if you're into garage music.
Okay, before we go any, oh, there it is. Hold on, let's go back a little bit.
Yeah, you can hold it right there.
I could hold it right there.
That
Yeah.
hair. That hair, man. That was peak tips. Black and blonde.
So what we just saw is you were in the episode 12, season 1 of Monk.
Redheaded Strange.
You know the name of the episode. You remember the name of the episode?
Yeah, I do. It bought me a patio set.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice, that too. It's pretty nice.
Oh, you still have it?
We got some lulls in the chat from that one.
Oh, beautiful.
The chat liked that joke. There's some lulls in the chat. That's good. Okay.
Is this the lady you asking him about?
Yes, it is actually. So
Recognize her?
I've seen that face. Hold on, can we play?
Yeah, play it a little bit.
Great records from the 60s you should check
I recognize her right away.
out. Monks or the Sonics?
Yeah, but I download most of my music from the internet. Thanks.
Katie.
Dude, I know that.
Oh, come on, you guys. Come on.
I need one hit.
How about this? I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
You need to launder the money faster.
Oh, that's the mum from is it the mum from Ozark?
No.
You're so close.
No. You're close. Very close.
I just thought
very
launder the
close.
money. No, I've seen her face
I'm
though.
the one who
Hey,
knocks.
say my name.
Nope. Don't.
Oh, come on.
I know the face. I know the face.
I don't have a clue.
Jason?
Yeah, I don't have a clue.
It's Skylar from Breaking Bad.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's
I've only seen every episode.
Really? I was like, I'm sure you
It's a
must.
side view.
I'm sure you must have watched Breaking Bad.
You know, I never finished Breaking
They didn't
Bad.
have side views over in Breaking Bad. That's why.
Definitely didn't. Definitely didn't.
Side views.
You got redeemed.
It's just the front. That's it.
Just head on. Camera follows. Yeah, that's definitely her. That's cool.
Oh. See, and this is why you have a long career, Jay.
Great records from the 60s you should check out. Do you ever hear of the Monks or the Sonics?
Yeah.
So, do you remember meeting her at all, Maddog?
We shot in an actual record store on Yonge Street in Toronto. Cool. Might even played a record, and I think we spoke briefly, but it was pre-Breaking Bad. So somebody actually pointed it out to me, because that's an episode of Zoe Busick Wildcard, I think is the show. Mm-hmm. And somebody pointed out to me later on that was her from Breaking Bad. So don't feel so bad that you didn't recognize her, because I forgot even years later that it was her in the episode.
And then watch it back and like, holy shit, now she's like really famous. Yeah, Anna Gunn. Awesome. The next clip we're going to see from your demo reel is from Degrassi, actually. You play Self. You play Self.
Yeah, but I download most of my music from the internet.
It's a stretch.
Thanks.
How did you get into character for Self?
It's really tough. I beat myself up a bit.
Oh, damn.
Get those tickets.
That's Young Dundas Square in Toronto by the Eaton Centre.
Sorry, what were you saying, Jay?
That's Young Dundas Square by the Eaton Centre.
Cool.
I don't know if the first Degrassi I did is on this demo or not, but the first episode is the first episode I did Degrassi is sort of the cool one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think you have it. I don't think you have it on here, but we'll see. I don't think you have it on here though.
The CHFI $1 Million Contest.
Be listening.
And you could win.
It's a radio station contest, morning contest.
Single biggest cash giveaway in Canadian radio history.
Okay, okay, I'm underplaying it. There we go. $1 million.
That's cool.
How did someone win? How do you win the contest?
Did it from the top. It's a reverse draw, and we did it from the top of the CN Tower.
What do you mean? Oh, so like the last one.
Like we had like, so everybody comes that qualified to win it. We go to the CN Tower, and we do an announcement. We draw a name until you get to the last two, and then the last two girls. One said to the other one, "Do you want to split it?" And we can stop now. And the other girl said no. And the girl, the girl the girl that said no,
Lost?
the other girl won the full $1 million.
Yeah, buddy.
That's karma for you.
Yeah. And what I remember about that day was crazy was we did that $1 million giveaway, and then I went back to the radio station. I had a nap in my boss's office, and right after that, I interviewed Diana Krall, and Elvis Costello was in the room watching the interview.
Whoa.
Wow.
Same
No
day.
pressure. No pressure.
Same day. He
What
was
a
great.
day.
He was so cool. I didn't know he was going to be there, and he just sat there. And then at the end of the interview, I was getting my shit together, and he comes over and he goes, "Hey, mate, it's a good interview. She doesn't usually like people. Well done." Thank you. It was so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, and then we'll go back to your demo reel. Biggest contest. There you go. That's amazing.
Be listening.
And you could win.
$1 million.
The worst thing that I could see happen would be some person win the money and then say, well, I'm going to invest it wisely and spend it slowly. I think I'd throw myself off the CN Tower.
It is sunny and gorgeous from the top of the CN Tower. This is the $1 million breakfast with Jay and Billy. Put it aside, ladies and gentlemen.
We made it.
You've been doing this.
Oh, the Gangnam guy or Gangnam style guy.
Oh, we might have lost Jay. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We may have lost Jay. Reconnecting.
Food Network.
Oh, I think the stream is still up. Can folks see us in the chat? I think our stream is still up. I'm still on the internet. I lost Jay though. Maybe something died. Maybe his iPad died.
I'm back.
There it is.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi crapped out for a second there.
Oh,
Hold on a
okay.
second.
Can you turn off and on your camera again?
There you go. I'm back now. Is that working now?
Yep, you're back. Okay, we're all back. You wanted to go do some dancing, Gangnam style. Right? It's
what I was going to say was the thing from the CN Tower played, right?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
The other thing I remember about that was when I got to the CN Tower, when I got my tux, for some reason they got the right size up top, but the pants were like for a midget. So I ended up wearing a tuxedo jacket and shirt, and I was wearing jeans underneath it.
Classic.
That's amazing.
Okay, let's.
Classic.
Now we got to see that.
Calgary bar scene.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's a jean jacket and jeans.
Yeah, you need the Canadian
The
tux.
tuxedo.
Yeah, Canadian tuxedo.
And gorgeous from the top
Yeah,
of
they
the
don't
CN
see it.
Tower.
Oh, yeah.
There's the jeans.
A little
Yes,
bit.
we
There's
did.
a
Barely.
little peek.
Here, hold on. We gotta make that bigger.
You gotta be looking for it though.
From the top of the CN
Oh, it's behind Jay's square in the corner. Let's go down a little bit. There we go.
Tower.
There it is. Yeah.
That's
Actually,
so funny.
now you can tell that doesn't fit you at all. It's like it's all bunching up around the. Okay.
No,
On the arms.
I wasn't at all mad.
That's a professional though, right? Still.
Yeah, you gotta. Show must go on.
Yeah.
With Jay and Billy. Put it aside, ladies and gentlemen.
We made it.
You've been doing this for a while. How does it feel to now explode like you have?
So my life and my career divided into two pieces: before Gangnam Style and after Gangnam Style.
Okay, so completely different, right?
Yeah. I'll actually be bringing you on stage tonight at Cool House. I'm really looking forward to hanging out later on tonight.
Oh, so you're the guy.
I am the guy.
All right.
He's going to be doing his Gangnam Style dance. I promise you that. Will you?
I can do it. I've actually been practicing.
Okay.
I have no problem coming on stage with you
All
if
right,
you
man.
need some more backup. All right, thank you so much. That's Sai, everybody.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sai.
Welcome to Canada.
Remember him?
Yeah, barely, but yeah.
Cephalopods in the chat was just saying he's holding very still when your call cut out. Okay.
It's the time slot that can make or break a station. Here at CHFI, part of what pulls a younger audience in is the back and forth, like good friends riffing on each other.
You don't see me showing my Billy Blow Up doll.
You can't say that anymore.
You couldn't say that then.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true. Amazing. Oh my goodness.
In the demographic of listeners under the age of 34, Maddog and Billy have the #1 morning show in the highly competitive Toronto market.
Today I've got it!
The 6 to 9 a.m. time slot is the most prestigious in commercial radio.
Wow.
Yeah, we like to say that we're awake by 8 and we're off the air at 9. To me, entertaining radio is radio that makes you want to listen.
Okay, hold on. I love that hair. by the way. That's
epic.
Classic.
Amazing.
Chad from Nickelback's like, dude, what are you doing with your hair?
The soul patch, side blue.
That's the spike
best.
That's the Mad Dog I know and
yeah,
love.
Wow.
For the time though, you have been
I love
hot.
the choker, eh? And the choker.
Did you have I didn't even notice that.
The wood choker. The wood choker.
Oh my.
Classic.
Styling, man.
Classy.
Yeah, so
you had a lot of eyes on you. You need to look good.
And
crazy.
So this has been a This Is Your Life, Jay, Mad Dog, and we're continuing to now finally where you're at now with what you're doing. I'm gonna play a clip. I'm gonna play a clip here for the audience, and this is gonna be from your current show. So you are currently. You are co-host of The Rush with Ryan Doyle as your co-host. Weekends at 4 p.m. on News Talk 1010 in Toronto. Weekdays only. Okay, thank you. CFRB 1010 kilohertz is so it's AM radio. Actually, I was surprised. I was actually surprised to find out it was AM radio. Yeah. Well, I guess you don't need the extra fidelity if it's just talk radio.
You know what's crazy is like most people now, like AM really only exists just because it exists, but most people stream at this point, and in the car they have like Android or Apple, so it's digital.
Yeah, and that's a great thing is anyone can watch this, listen to this show, I should say. Because online iHeart Radio, you're online iHeart Radio and on demand. Yep. So that's really cool. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna start listening now because I was like, oh great, I can listen to Jay all the time, Mad Dog all the time, and anyway, there's a cool clip here. We're gonna play this, and this is gonna segue into just how successful this show is. Hold on, I hate Instagram. There we go.
Here's what you missed.
800 entries. Holy smokes!
Oh.
If you didn't catch the rush, here's what you missed.
800 entries. Holy smokes! Oh, no, if I knew as many people were listening, I probably wouldn't say half the stuff I say.
What did you think was happening? If we only had like 20 people listening.
Listen, we're constantly told that we're being self-congratulated.
If you didn't catch the rush, here's what you missed.
Okay, here we go.
800 entries. Holy smokes! If I knew as many people were listening, I probably wouldn't say half the stuff I say.
What did you think was happening? If we only had like 20 people listening.
Listen, we're constantly told that we're being self-congratulatory.
Oh.
So what I thought I'd do is I'd be a little self-deprecating. So for once, can you go with it? I know we're the biggest drive-home talk show in the country. I get that. I know there's nobody bigger than us. Premier Uno, #1, Mr. Man.
Premier Uno.
Nobody bigger. But every once in a while, you got to be self-deprecating. So you don't want to come off like a braggart. Because we're certainly not those guys. We're not ego-driven.
That explains why you took off that big foam finger.
The Rush with Ryan and Jay, weekday afternoons from 4 till 7. News Talk 1010.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
you should be proud of that. There's nothing wrong with being proud of that.
Yeah, it's an interesting show because we do talk radio, and we do we're 4 hours long, and we do 4 10-minute talk segments an hour. So we talk 40 out of 60 minutes every hour for 4 hours.
Wow.
So
you need a lot of content.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking.
Dude, it's a ton. It's a ton. You literally forget like how much you do in a week, and you forget how much radio you manage to jam in. So
5 days
it really
a week.
helps. 5 days a week. So it really helps doing it with a guy that's been doing it for a long time, and that you get along with, and you respect, and you have a lot of fun, and you hang out with. So yeah, it's literally like two guys shooting the shit about the news and kind of goofing off. So it's the perfect show. We get I think the biggest compliment we get compared to a podcast all the time. So that's what I'll take that for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, no doubt. Nice.
And it's nice that you can stream it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what can you tell us about your co-host Ryan? Anything juicy? No.
I don't know. Ryan's an interesting guy because he's kind of got two personas. Like he's super political, super plugged in, super dialed into the audience and the political sphere. But he's also just a complete sports junkie, and he may like to gamble.
Uh-huh.
And he might be really good at it. So that might be almost a side hustle if he ever decided. He's really good at it. So he enjoys going to Vegas. Kind of stuff.
I like Vegas.
Yeah, he's been at News Talk prior to me. Ryan was there for 2 years, and the shtick of the show was he had a new host every day.
Oh.
And then I did a show with them, and then I got asked to come do summer fill-in, and at the end of the summer, they hired me to work with them full-time.
Wow.
Perfect.
Because we had chemistry. And we've been together 5 years now.
Wow.
It's a hell of a way to get a job. That's a hell of a way to get a job.
5 years.
There's no way in a million years I ever thought I'd be doing talk radio. I just never thought it would happen. So it's crazy to actually be doing it. It's a trip.
Just think about how much talking that is.
Over 5 years.
5 days a week. You're talking for, what is that? 40 times 460 minutes a day. Wow. That's a lot.
I agree. We don't make enough money.
Of course not.
And that's definitely the case. Holy crap. I started looking into, we'll get into it later, but yeah, I'm surprised at that. You know, I always look at these celebrities, you know, people on the radio and stuff, you're like, oh man, they got to be loaded.
Nope. Do you get tired of talking? Like when you finish your show, do you need like an hour to just like, okay, that's enough. I don't need to talk for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm usually pretty, when I'm done the show, because I'm doing it from home right now. I do it from this room that I'm in right now.
Oh, okay.
I was in studio, but we're out of studio now. We'll be back eventually, but it's all the protocols and stuff like that. But yeah, when I first get off, I'm pretty good to not, like when I'm on the weekends, when I'm going to parties and stuff like that, or I go hang out at people's houses, I'm definitely not the loudest guy in the room. I definitely don't talk the most. I mean, I will if you engage me, but I don't need to be the center of attention. I don't need to be telling all the stories. If anything, I like it when there's somebody else that takes all the attention, because I can just chill.
Absolutely.
So what are the topics you get into on this on the Rush typically?
Anything that's in the news cycle, we're gonna talk about. Yeah, like we're talking about the election every day. We're talking about COVID. We try to talk about COVID.
Been nothing but COVID for the last 18 months.
Yeah, I know more about infectious disease specialists than I ever thought I would know in a million years.
Sorry about that.
So no, that's okay. So yeah, so anything that's in the news cycle, we're going to talk about it. It can be pop culture. Like I'm kind of the pop culture guy in the show. And Ryan's the political junkie. I kind of represent the everyman, the every listener who asks all the questions. Like, what does prorogue the government mean? Explain that to me.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I have no idea.
Exactly. This means they shut her down for the election, basically.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I get to learn stuff and I get to ask a lot of questions, but I also get to bring sort of what I bring to it. Like I'll talk about metal, I'll talk about music.
Nice.
Nickelback's a running theme of the show. You'd like to call in and hammer me for that, but there's a whole generation of people, you know, kind of like you guys a little bit, that listen to me on FM radio.
Sure.
That are in their 30s now that have kids. Mm-hmm. That are like, holy shit, I listened to you in high school and now I'm listening to you on talk radio. And it's really been a nice sort of bridge, because I'm kind of a familiar voice, but it kind of trips people out at first. And it was like, wow, you're the same guy that I listened to when I was in high school.
That's so wild.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah. So I'm going to bring up a clip here. This is you and Ryan, because I wanted to show at least, may give a little bit of the chemistry, but it's a video of you from your Instagram. It's a clip of the two of you on morning television talking about working out. And I like to keep fit. I like to keep in shape as well. We talked about it a bit earlier in the interview tonight. I want to bring up this clip of you talking about working.
This from CP24.
CP24.
Yeah, CP24 is a 24-hour
CP24
cable news station. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So they had to fill time with something, right?
We were on there every day. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Wow.
I was just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's the very first. I've been saying how wonderful you are the whole episode. It's the first time I get.
I mean, they'll put any shit on TV. I mean,
true, they will put shit on TV.
I mean, look, it's right there.
Okay, but I did enjoy this, honestly. Okay.
Jim, I know.
This is so weak.
No, but this is actually true. You know what?
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start at the beginning.
People have so many excuses not to go to the gym. I know.
This is so weak.
No, but this is actually true. You know what?
Come on.
Yes.
What's your excuse?
Okay,
No, you don't make tell us the excuse.
Okay, so I went and I bought new gym clothes so that I could start my gym routine.
So basically the story is a lot of people are feeling like they don't have nice enough gym clothes to wear.
Yes.
And if that's your excuse for not going to the gym, you don't really want to go to the gym. I'm sorry.
But it helps having nice clothes to wear, or like something that you like instead of like a raggedy t-shirt.
I wear the most just regular black shorts, like a black t-shirt.
I'll grab whatever t-shirt I have.
Decent sneakers maybe, but I don't know if the pressure's, I don't feel that pressure at all.
No.
I'm just I got the blinders on. I
It's
just want
not
to work
for
out
other
and get
people,
out.
though. I don't care what other people think. I want to look good in the.
You want to feel good.
I want to look good. I want to feel good. Yes.
But wouldn't you feel better after you've done the workout and you're covered in sweat and you're like, wow, I really gave it today?
Absolutely. Okay, that feeling. But then, before you go to the gym, you don't remember how good you feel. It's
True.
only afterwards where you're like, okay, now I feel amazing.
Well, and what you're talking about is motivation. I think
Yes.
this is what it boils down to. People need that extra bit of motivation, and if it means new gym clothes, then I guess. But when you get to the gym, we've heard from people today, because this was on CP24's Breakfast Show.
Yeah.
this
That's
morning.
right.
People have written to us saying, you guys have to talk about this. I think when you get there, you can't be a competitive thing. You got to just be in your own zone.
Hey, my gym has
Absolutely.
pizza night every second Tuesday night.
What?
Yeah, hold on. Let's pause there. Let's pause there. I was waiting for the reaction from you guys on that one.
Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
Is that where you can't drop the weights?
Yeah, and you can't like work out too hard, or else they get mad at you.
Is that the
Well,
place?
yeah, Planet Fitness. They don't allow you to wear like muscle shirts either. Like you can't wear anything that's intimidating.
What?
Yeah,
It's a very casual kind of workout place.
Cool gym.
it's a cool gym.
There's like an alarm that
They have
goes
pizza.
off.
They
It's a
have
gym for
pizza.
people that don't really want to be at the gym.
Yeah, I've watched. I went on a YouTube binge one night about Planet Fitness, and they talked a lot about all of the pizza night and.
I want pizza night. I want pizza now.
Yeah, there's a lot of but I guess you say like the serious fitness people, you know, they're really fitness people that are just like it's not a real gym, and there's a lot of stuff online about it. It's pretty funny actually.
Can we talk about that cool T-shirt you're wearing? What is that? The duck with the record? Is that like a record store or something?
That's a record company called Fool's Gold Records.
Okay.
And
I like that
Fool's Gold
T-shirt.
Fool's Gold Records have DJ A-Track, who used to play with Kanye West, who won the 2015 Yamaha World DJ Championships, and they have a band called Duck Sauce. Duck Sauce has a song called Barbra Streisand, which is really
Oh,
cool.
I know that song.
Duck Sauce.
Barbra
Yeah.
Streisand.
That's a great name.
And that's DJ A-Track.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Cool.
that's another genre of music that I really like. I really like DJs. Like I really like Kid Koala, Chemical Brothers, Crystal Method. I absolutely love so bands like that as well. DJ Shadow, Mixmaster Mike, a lot of those guys. So that's why I got that T-shirt.
It's a cool T-shirt.
Sweet.
That's a great T-shirt.
That's another way to get you in the gym.
Counterproductive.
Yeah,
Completely
absolutely.
counterproductive.
You got to reward yourself once in a while.
People.
That's actually true. You can't be super strict all the time. It's just that's like orthorexia, I think it's called. It's actually a disorder if you're too healthy and too fit and too obsessed with it. You gotta have a break every once in a while, right?
Yeah, I don't feel like I've ever had that.
Me neither.
Yeah, I definitely have
That's
done
why
I
you're.
don't have the symptom.
That's why you're orthorexia. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Me either. Okay, and there's one more clip I'm gonna pull up. This is another one on the Instagrams. This is another one on this morning show.
Detection cameras for people who are prone to distracted driving.
Yeah, these things will be hidden. Now, apparently, the first time they ran a test project, 100,000 people were caught. They're going to send bills right to your house. It won't be a cop pulling you over anymore. They will have 3D information, and it will all be secretive, so you don't know where these cameras are. And they'll see you on your phone, and they'll have the information that you were using it, and you'll be caught. Basically.
And you'll get a letter in the mail.
Letter in the mail warning the first time, and then a real ticket.
Hopefully demerits, hopefully some money. Hopefully you learn your lesson the first time. If you don't, you're going to get it again and again. And I really hope that this goes a long way towards saving lives. I am 100% behind this one.
So am I.
The shirt changed.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't
My shirt changed. It's a different day.
make the argument.
You can tell all
really
the
of
pre-COVID
privacy.
clips because your hair is just great.
Yeah.
I miss that, man. I miss that.
Sure, you can to an extent, but you're out there on the public roads. You're doing something that's against the public law. So I support this one.
Australia really.
So that's probably one of the kind of things you would talk about on The Rush, right? Something like that. And this is in Australia. This is they're enacting that in Australia. I think it is a great idea, honestly. I think people shouldn't be texting while driving. I almost got in accidents with people on their phones multiple times.
Try being a cyclist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw a dude texting on his phone the other day, and he's in a car that has a logo on the side that was one of those lawyers for fighting your traffic tickets. And he's driving down the road texting on his phone.
I love that.
That's great. When you see cops do it.
Cops are allowed to, right?
That's right.
They're allowed to
They
do whatever.
Well, who's going to stop them?
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to say anything?
Who's going to stop them, right? Okay, great. That is the main part of the interview. The next thing I want to get into with Jay is something.
Right. Holy
It's
shit.
almost over.
You know what? I gotta tell you, I think you probably only played 9 too many videos.
is
and they're me, and I don't want to see anymore.
This is coming from the guy who's on who has a 4-hour show 5 days a week.
But they just talk. They don't play videos.
That's true.
It's just hard watching that much of yourself. That's all. It really.
I could see that. I could see that. And it actually just proves you're not a narcissist.
I was kind of like, oh, you're gonna play another one. Fantastic.
Oh, with that hair? Oh yeah.
Oh look, we found Jay on a telethon. Here's the whole 7 hours.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, I do the same thing with all my guests. Usually it's artists, and it's either like a music video.
Oh, he's not an artist now. Is that what you're saying? He's not an artist?
Musical artists, I should say. I meant to say musical artists. Anyway, give me shit. So we're like watching the music videos, or we're watching behind the scenes stuff, that kind of thing. So I just figured I'd use the same format with you and see how it goes.
That's great. So much fun.
Yeah. Okay, so this is called social media. I'll try to make this rapid fire because it seems like you're tired of looking at pictures of yourself. So here's some more.
So here's some more.
No, we won't play that. Oh, do we want to play that? I'll ask Jason and Vito. Do we want to see Jay getting waxed and bedazzled?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Oh no! Are we gonna lose you?
No.
Be honest with me. If you, I do not want you to hang up the call.
I tried to find something for you today that was really wicked. The chainsaw wake-up calls. There was a certain one I wanted you to see.
Oh, you want me to play that one? I did look at that one. The only reason I didn't put it on here is because there wasn't much of you on there, and that's probably why you want to watch it.
Way better.
Chainsaw wake-ups
are way better.
Okay. We'll do chainsaw wake up, and you can tell the story behind it. We'll do that instead. Yeah. It's probably less embarrassing, so we'll do that instead.
I remember seeing.
I'll pull it up.
Find it?
No, go ahead.
There was Funniest Home Videos once where they were showing a kid's birthday. It was like a 10th birthday, and they were watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then they all went to sleep. And then in the middle of the night, the dad put the Chainsaw Massacre mask on and took his chainsaw without a chain on it, started it up, went wow. All the kids lost it. It was
shit.
That's basically the entire premise of this bit. We used to go to people's houses and they nominate us and we wake people up with a chainsaw.
Oh, this is like random listeners' houses. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
Okay, I missed that. I missed that part of the video. Okay, that adds a whole new level to this. And
text detection.
Okay, we don't hear about that again. Okay, here we go. Chainsaw wake up call. So, okay, hold on. Set this up again, Maddog.
This is the absolute. I don't know. I tried to find this today. I couldn't. This is the single best chainsaw wake up call we did. It needs no explanation.
Okay.
You're gonna piss your pants when you see this guy.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's do it.
It's the best. The clown is my producer name.
Oh, fuck that.
Just watch, man. It's so good.
Another edition of Maddog and Mora's Halloween Chainsaw.
Is it muted?
No.
We're here at
Can you hear it? Or
I can't hear it.
Oh, that's because your call dropped. So
okay.
Do you want me to fix? Do you want me to fix that?
I know how it goes. I can watch you guys watch. Go ahead.
Okay.
Scare my roommate Corey.
Corey.
Who's
Sounds like the name of fear. Let's go get him.
Is that you in the?
That's my producer Randy.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna go to me in a second. They'll go to me in a second.
Where are you?
This is at Dude's condo. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. 5:30 in the morning.
I'm sure the neighbors loved it.
Oh yeah. Just watch.
Approaching it right now, kind of.
Okay.
Let's go in a few minutes. Ready? And Andy's just pulling the shit out and it started. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1.
What?
Just watch.
Let's go. Corey!
How's it going, man?
How's it going, man?
Man!
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Woo! Oh, I ate your pants. I was killer. I can't breathe. Under my bed. Yeah, I got that picture of that, man. Oh my god.
Can you describe what just happened?
Can I describe what just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. A clown Oh my god. Is that real? Is that real?
It's a real chainsaw and a real clamp.
Oh my god. Keep running my room with the light. Why'd you do that, man?
Why did you do that? I think I know why you did it.
Oh man, it was they all ran in, jumped out of bed, and ran for the door. So that's what I think I got from it.
So are you happy with the way the chainsaw wake up worked out?
It was absolutely perfect. I've been thinking about it all week. I know I'm gonna get help in this later.
Oh my god.
And the video will live forever. So
Did you notice the bottle of vodka on his nightstand?
You showed at his wedding.
No.
No, there was vodka on his nightstand?
I swear to God, there was a bottle of vodka on his nightstand.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
All right, friends since high school, with the memories continuing, courtesy of a Mad Dog Amora Chainsaw Wake Up on Virgin Radio.
Wow, that's amazing.
You're welcome, Adam.
Thanks.
How great is that, eh?
Chainsaw Wake Up.
Yeah, we did them for Easter. We did a whole bunch of them.
Easter chainsaw wake
Easter
up? Wait,
bunny,
what?
yeah.
Like a bunny?
We did a bunny. I sent a bunny. I sent a bunny and Jesus.
Oh.
And
Dude, this sounds like so much fun.
I cover all the bases.
Chainsaw Jesus. Nice.
Wow.
Oh my god. Eric in the chat says, how else would anyone react, lol, to the chainsaw wake
Well,
up?
yeah, no shit, right?
I don't know.
the fuck out of you.
Such a good sport. That guy was such a good sport. But
Yeah, no doubt.
Have you ever seen anybody that scared in your life?
Oh man. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think
haven't.
so.
All right. Okay, so again, stuff from the social media. I want to pull up more stuff from your social media. This is your setup at home, I think, right? This is what it looks like, eh?
Yeah, that was previous to where I am now. That was the very beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, okay. You have a little bit better setup now, or after, over time?
Yeah, like I'm like in an office right now, basically, like an office room, kind of like your setup.
There you go.
That was
See?
like the front room of my house.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, this was weird because it was the very beginning of the pandemic when it was almost like it felt like the zombie apocalypse and everything was super serious. Remember?
Yeah.
Right.
March 17th.
We had no idea what was going on. It was like everything just seemed really, really bad. So I just remember everything we did at the very beginning of it was like there was no joking around. It was all like
Makes sense.
Yeah, it was just so intense.
Yeah. Just been sent home. You're working from home all of a sudden. Like, whoa, this has got to be serious shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's cool to see that though, because so you're talking to Ryan at the same time. Is it fairly real time, or is there any delay there?
Yeah,
or?
he's in his house. We're just on a Zoom chat. He's in his house and I'm at mine.
Oh wow. And the audio quality. I guess it's AM, right? So does the audio quality kind of holds up? It sounds pretty good. If you have a microphone set up.
The Zoom is just so we can see each other for cues. But we've got these. They're called Comrexes.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
And I've got like a mixer.
Yeah.
And like all the other shit, computers and stuff like that. So it's good. It's really good quality. Like I could take this box. I've got a place on the East Coast. I could take the box down there if I wanted to. And
are the shows still live though, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go.
Can people call in still?
Oh yeah. We have. I can put a call screener right up on my screen on my computer here, and I can take the phone calls. So we just have an op that's live in the studio, but we have call screeners and audio editing. We can do everything. There's nothing we can't do. We can play the audio from our houses. It's all there. Like we don't even. That's one thing that the pandemic has taught the radio industry is that you don't have to be in a studio anymore.
Yeah.
Like it was rare. It was rare for a guy to be broadcasting from his house. It was like if, like there's a show in the States, Kevin and Bean. Was a guy that used to do it. And Kevin or Bean, I forget which one, would do the show from like he lived on an island somewhere for health reasons. But now you literally can do a show anywhere, absolutely anywhere, and the quality's not bad.
Is that a good or a bad thing though? Like, do you miss being in the studio, or would you rather be in the studio, or you dig being remote?
I would rather be in the studio, but at the same time, if I could go to the East Coast for the summer and spend 2 months at the beach and do my show.
Yeah.
From there, I would do that too, right?
Right.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because you live in Toronto, you tend to live in a shoebox.
Yeah. Right. And I'm guessing the commute is probably not that fun.
Yeah, no, actually, the commute upstairs is good from the kitchen. Here's good. Well, I'm actually where I live now. I'm like 7 minutes from downtown Toronto, so I can get to the studio.
Perfect.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
I'm pretty close.
That's not bad at all.
So it's good.
Sweet. Yeah, it's good questions because I mean, my job now, my day job. Believe it or not, this isn't my day job. But it's also I can work from home, and it's just changing the way we think about work. I think we think about lifestyle as well.
A lot of people don't want to go back to an office ever again.
Yeah, I actually was able to continue my job from Kelowna. We were visiting some of my my wife's, I'll just say my Jen's family, and I was able to just work during the day and then go out with everyone in the evenings and do stuff and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was really convenient. Drive on the weekends, I would normally not be able to do that.
Exactly.
Right. So Jay, Maddog, I know you're tired of pictures of yourself, but I can't help but pull up this next photo of you. Dun dun dun.
Yeah! Oilers!
Wow.
Edmonton Oilers. Look at that. Oilers fan.
Yeah. And there's Mark from X92.9.
On the left.
Wow.
Yeah, my brother Mark.
Wild.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah. Look at them.
That's Mark and Michelle.
Wow.
Yeah. Love to dig the macrame behind me.
Yeah.
I had some of that growing up myself. Yeah.
I dig your hair.
I grew up in Edmonton for the glory years, man. I moved when I moved. The summer I moved, they traded Gretzky to LA.
Wow.
Oh,
so it's you're the reason they traded Gretzky, is what you're saying?
Guilty.
Oh. You shouldn't have moved.
Wow.
But no, it was a great city to live in during those years, man. The Oilers won the cup twice. It was a glorious hockey team.
You've always had amazing hair. Look at that.
Look at the flow.
It's brilliant. It's wonderful. Okay. But wait, there's more. We'll try to make this quicker. Okay, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. This is going to be one I surprised I knew who the heck this was. I'm going to lose my metal creds right away here. I just called this one...
B44. If you get down on me,
I'll get down on you.
You guys know your stuff.
I knew it too. I didn't know.
Wonderland.
That was a Canada's Wonderland.
Doing a live show. Yeah.
Oh, look at those.
Show.
That's the most epic frosted tips ever. They put you to shame, I think, those frosted tips. Holy crap.
Tell you something, man. There's no better job in the world than bringing on artists, because you get to bask in all the glory of the audience, and then you get to get off and have a beer.
That's
no doubt.
Totally true.
It's the best gig in the world. Please welcome the band.
Later.
All it was. That's sweet. B44. So you did a lot of this kind of stuff, introducing. I guess it was just with the radio stuff, right?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. All the time. Cool.
It was great. A lot of fun.
Okay. What's next? Sick mixtape tattoo. There it is. Yeah, let's just see it in real life.
Yeah, that's the latest one.
That is awesome.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a guy named Chris Price here in Toronto at a tattoo shop called Grateful. So shout out to Chris. He's my guy. He didn't do that one, but he did that one.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
On air. That is awesome.
Yeah, and that's the car radio from. Remember I told you the story about my dad blowing my mind when he pressed the button for FM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the actual radio that was in our car.
Oh wow!
See this? I can see.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cool. It's from a 442 Cutlass Supreme.
Ooh,
Nice car.
I like cars,
Yeah.
and that's a badass one.
Yeah, I like tats. That's what they say is true, man. Once you start getting them, I've already got like the next 5 planned.
I got one, and I haven't gone back yet. So
Yeah, me too. Actually.
yeah.
I'm indecisive though. I want it all.
That's why I don't have any, because I can't decide what I want. When I was like in my teenager years, I knew exactly what I wanted for tattoos, but then as soon as I was old enough to go get one, it's like, no, I don't really want that, and then
Yeah.
indecisive after that. And I'm glad I didn't get that thing I wanted when I was a teenager.
Yeah, you got to be smart. Like you don't want to get band names. Like that's usually not a good way to go.
Well,
Like, you got to really.
anyone
You
in
got
the
to really.
anyone in the chat have a band name tattoo?
I thought about getting the Hysterica cover. I thought about getting that.
Oh, the Def Leppard
So I'm
cover?
also a massive Def Leppard
Yeah.
fan.
That was a great album too.
But I love that tattoo because that was like the cassettes when I was making mixtapes back in the day. Those were the tapes I'd buy.
Oh, yeah,
it was
I
like
recognize those.
like Maxell 90s.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. I had tapes like that.
Actually,
Yep.
what I used to do with those as a kid, I realized that we had just a little. We didn't have a lot of money, so there wasn't a lot of fancy toys. So we had a Nintendo and stuff. It wasn't too bad. I wasn't that bad. But anyway, we had this little tape recorder, and everyone was getting these Yak Backs, right? You remember Yak Back?
Yeah.
The little Yak Back toys. Everyone's getting these Yak Backs that could change your voice, make it faster, slower, all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
And it was just like, well, that costs some money. And I'm playing around this little old cassette player, and you can record. It has a little microphone on it. You can record to it. So actually, what I used to do as a kid, even before my voice dropped and my voice got deeper, is I pretended that I was a radio host. I would pretend I was a radio host. I would record stuff off the radio, and I would do my own little interjections and clips in between it. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, and my poor brother. I don't know if he's actually tuned in tonight or not. I haven't seen anything in the chat yet, but he might watch this later. I brought him a couple of times. He was with me. He probably had fun doing it. We had our own little radio plays. We would do kind of talk radio, practice talk radio, and I think that's where I kind of got my first little love of wanting to do radio stuff.
That's so cool.
Which so it came from, and those tapes, it was exactly those kind of tapes we would tape it to. I don't know where it is. It's got to be somewhere. I don't know where the heck.
In your parents' basement somewhere, probably, right?
I don't know if my mom still has it. She just moved recently. I don't know. Maybe it's gone forever. But man, to find that tape would be hilarious to listen back to now.
That would be amazing. Gotta find it.
Okay. All right, what do we have next? What am I pulling up next here? Oh, this is going to be a great photo. This one's awesome. Site cannot be reached. Oh, did we lose? Oh, I thought we lost you. You got really.
No, I'm here.
Okay, that's not coming up. Uh-oh.
You broke the internet.
Well, as long as we're still streaming and the show's still up, I panicked for a second there. Usually when something stops working, that means everything is fried. Because
it only dropped out once.
Yeah, no, actually, it was just your call that dropped out. It was pretty good. I don't have it here. I guess we just talk about it. That's really disappointing. I had photos of you and your sons. That's what I was going to pull up, is you and your boys. Oh. Yeah, your two sons. Yeah, your sons, them as kids and them grown up. For some reason, it's not pulling those up right now. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a bit. Your one son is an actor, Ashton. Yep. He's an actor, so that's pretty darn cool. Murdoch Mysteries, I've heard of that show. Warehouse. Yeah, really cool. And then your other son, Dustin, he's got an Alberta connection. I'm assuming maybe do you have family here still, or?
My brother's in Calgary.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Of course. Yeah, we just talked about that a bunch of times. Yeah.
Yeah, and my son Dustin played for was it the Okotoks Raiders?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah, but he played in the NCAA in university. He went to Western Virginia and played NCAA D2 for the Wheeling Jesuit University, and then in the summers he would play out in Alberta, and he played for Okotoks, and he played for where else did he play? He played in British Columbia too as well, but it was like the total dude house. All the guys lived in the same house. They all traveled together, and they had day jobs in construction and played lacrosse, and he loved it, absolutely loved it. And now he coaches.
That's fantastic.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's really cool.
So yeah, I'll see if I can try to find. It'd be nice to find that photo, but
what do you do? What do you do?
What do you do? Keep going.
You keep going. Show must go on.
Yeah, push forward. You soldier on.
Okay, here's one that's working. There we go.
Fix it in post.
Oh,
that's sweet. That's my wife.
Your wife, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand you have to have someone pretty supportive in your life to be able to put yourself out there and do this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Used to. We got married when she was 19 and I was 22.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
We've been married almost 30 years now. So yeah, so back in the day when I was first starting out on radio, she would mail out my demo tapes to people and not tell me she mailed them.
That's a supportive wife.
So yeah, that's a supportive wife. So the phone would ring and it'd be like, "Hey Jay, it's blah 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 from yada yada. And I got your tape," and I'm like,
"Who? What? Wow. Where?"
"Oh, you like it? Oh, okay." But I'll never forget that. She was the first person to ever say to me, we were driving through to Toronto to go to Red Deer. I was going to work there. And she said, "Do you ever think you'll work in Toronto?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's the dream. That's the brass ring." She's like, "You can do it. You can do it someday." And been here 22 years now. So
She was right.
Oh, awesome.
Get yourself a good partner, everybody. That's my advice to you.
This is true.
Yeah.
Lucky.
You got one.
Find someone.
Yeah, I know I do.
The dick you are.
I'm so freaking lucky. Like, there's the show wouldn't exist if it wasn't if she wasn't in my life. There's no way I'd be doing it.
No, that's
still.
awesome. And she recognizes that it's something that gives you joy, so she encourages it, right? And it makes everything better for her too.
Yeah.
Because you're probably better to be around.
Sure screws up my Wednesday nights though.
Awesome. All right. All right. So the last thing, I guess, maybe one last time, I wanted you to pitch your show, pitch the rush to everybody, and then at the very end, I saved this to the end because this isn't about me. It's about you tonight. I wanted to share with you my story a little bit and show you some of the cool stuff that I did when I was on the radio.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So I'll throw it over to you one last time, Jay, while I'm pulling all this stuff up. And if you want to go ahead and just let folks know again where to listen to your show and where to check you out.
Sure. It's called The Rush with Ryan and Jay. It's on News Talk 1010 in Toronto. It's at Jay and The Rush TO on socials. That's Instagram as well as Facebook. Maddog Live is my website. So any of those socials can get you to our show. And if you want to check it out, it's pretty much just two guys talking about the news, talking about their lives, their wives, and pop culture and everything else in the world, movies, TV, books, and all that stuff. But it's we have a really good time. We have a lot of fun. And it's there's a reason that it's so successful, I think, is because we're just like everybody else. We're just living our lives and we're just sharing the commonalities that we all sort of have in our day-to-day lives. So yeah, if you want to, feel free to check it out.
Fantastic.
Right on.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, I pulled some stuff up. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a glimpse into some of the radio stuff that I did. You get to see what this show's like, what I'm doing out of my house. But we're gonna go ahead and pull up this next clip. Is our funding drive. So as a community radio station, all of our shows are funded through listener dollars. There are some grants, there are some businesses that advertise, but the vast majority of the money comes from listeners, people who donate to the station. So every year, how much
$250,000 is what they need.
Right, they need $250,000, and we
blast in 1 week.
Yeah, we've blasted past that. I say we because even though since COVID started, I've kind of been away from there. I still want to be involved in that in a great place. CJSW 90.9 FM. You can listen to them on there's a bunch of shows on Spotify, and you can also listen to them online, live or
Apple
recorded
Podcasts,
episode,
yeah.
Apple Podcasts as well. That's right.
CJSW.com.
Because my co-host Laws, you're going to see her right away. She's an Aussie expat. She used to she's still running the show. She's still doing it. She's doing it her way. She's got a cool way of doing it, but she's still keeping Rock Bottom alive without me. So I moved on, but she kept going. It's funny because I started doing it first, and then she found a love for it. It was really really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I don't think she'd ever think she'd ever be doing something like that. So let's see if we can make this bigger. Hold on, get the sound going first.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too, Ross.
And I think you are okay.
So it's not going to be on-air quality, but it's just going to be we have a little live stream going during our funding drives. I'm going to pull up this.
Flying lizards, money, that's what I want.
Yeah, exactly. That's a show right before us. That's Mark von Frankenstein is his name. He does a
Radio
show.
Free Transylvania.
Yeah. And I can kind of do it, but he has this crazy shtick when he's on the air.
Yeah, he does that.
Listen to that guy.
That's exactly what he sounds like. He's like,
he writes a script every week, and he goes in character as it's really cool.
Yeah. Hello, Jergazoids! I'm the Baron Mark von Frankenstein. That's totally.
That's literally. That's so good, dude. That's
that
so
really
good.
Actually, I listen to him because I listen to his because he's on before me all the time. So how many times I've heard him doing his thing? I don't know if I could keep it up for a whole hour though. His show's an hour. He takes breaks and stuff, but he plays everything on vinyl. He's an audiophile. He's everything on vinyl. He's got a massive record collection. So he plays all these really deep cuts and then some popular stuff like that as well from his vinyl collection. Great show.
So
Great
cool.
show. Yeah. Anyway, he plays like a mad scientist character. So that's Baron Mark von Frankenstein. Gosh, about his Radio Free Transylvania. You can listen to it online right now. Let's just pull some of this up here. We're amped. We're pumped.
I hope we didn't peak too early.
Let's get into it.
Now, before we get into it all, I think we should start with an epic show to get us all limbered up. An epic song.
I miss Laws too. I haven't really seen her since the pandemic. We chat and stuff, but
I want to ask
he doesn't have audio.
Calgary, please give us a.
Oh, you don't have audio, do you? Yeah, we're gonna. Huh?
I got it.
Oh, you
got it.
Oh, it's back.
Yep.
Oh, you can hear what they're saying. Okay, awesome.
Right now, 403-220-5000 to support local, support metal, and support CJSW. Come on, guys, you can do it.
She's got a great voice.
All right. So kicking off tonight's proceedings, we have the amazing Ravenous Eternal Hunger.
Killed.
A bit of a delay. I can see myself yelling at the camera. Lean down, say hi.
Say hi to that blue thing over there.
So this was Funding Drive. It's like a party in the booth when we're doing this. It's
a big party.
It's a big party. It's crazy because usually when I did the show, like a lot of times it'd be like late at night. There's no one in the station, it'd be empty. But it's like a big party.
I don't know if you can see him or not. Song
Nice
that they
setup.
played last time I seen them live. It was incredible.
Now, some news from the...
Hold on.
Wow, 1,425. I can't believe that number. Okay, so we have to thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Brian. Nathan, Ian, Steven, Reed, Graham, Tyler, Dale, Jonathan, Josh, Christopher, Justin, Brian.
There's me saying names of people who donated. There you go. It's exciting. There's a point here where if I can find it, I'm doing like push-ups and like dips to get pumped up for the show.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
You missed it.
Yeah, hold on.
Pumps me right up. I get super excited by these guys.
Oh, is this the pump up mix?
This is the pump up mix.
Yeah. I still have it in my car.
You still have it in your car?
Yeah, dude.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Let's do this. That was my catchphrase all the time on the radio. Let's do this. I say it sometimes now on this show. But... There we go. Okay. Oh, we're losing Jay again. Oh. We lost him.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Maybe he'll come back like last time. But
there he is.
Oh,
he's quick to come back.
Back in action. Yeah, we did. Yeah, you have to. I think you have to turn your camera on and off again. There we go. Yeah, we can see you. We got you. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear us. Did you lose the sound? Not yet. Here we go. Here we go. For the live stream.
Turn it up.
What the heck are you doing?
On the chair. Feet on the chair. I gotta do it right. You can't see Laz's face, but she's loving it. There we go. Anyway, so yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. Those were, and that was the thing. Like Laz and I, we only did a few shows together because it was so tiring to do it. That's why I brought her on to help me with the load, and we were hoping to do more shows together, but only a few shows. And man, I miss that. I miss having that. Because she'd give me shit all the time. It'd be great.
Yeah, it was your dynamic.
That's what you need. That's what you need sometimes. Someone give you shit.
Yeah, she'd just be like, yeah, no, that's not right. You know, she'd give me shit. It'd be hilarious.
Well, she knew her shit too.
Oh yeah,
yes.
New metal.
And that's actually. Oh, look at that same song again. This is the year. This is the year later, actually. Believe it or not, and he's still playing the same song as the outro. But
that's the outro, yeah.
Yeah, that's the outro. Sometimes he changes it up.
When he's Frank von Markenstein.
Frank von Markenstein. Anyway, yeah. So from the following, I'm turn the audio down a little bit.
Let's get in here.
Let's get in here.
Programs.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. Here, let's.
That's great.
Justin, Paul.
A little bit forward.
Froze another time capsule. Open the.
I don't think you've ever seen Lazo with a hat on.
Cool T-shirt too.
Yeah, that's the radio show, the radio station.
CJSW, yeah.
My tracks are just good workout tracks. I wasn't quite as creative as you this year, but there are some really good songs on there. And
anyway, you get the idea. Oh. Bloop. Time to end the show.
Time to end the show.
Eric in the chat says, imagining little Wally with the tape recorder, and so glad you kept pursuing your passion. Aww. Jay, I think you might have come back now. Oh, no. Technical difficulties.
Tech diffs.
Stupid internet.
Interwebs. You know, a lot of fun. I mean, Oh, there. He's back again. You're quick to come back, Jay.
Am I back? Good.
You are back. Yeah, I don't know what keeps going on, but anyway, yeah, you kind of get the idea of what it was like in studio. I got more photos and pictures and stuff. I do have a link in the description, and I can share this out as well. But if you go to Mixcloud/RockBottomCJSW, the first 150 episodes of the show are on Mixcloud. I saved and uploaded all of them. So if anyone wants to go back and check that out, they can do that. I don't know if anyone will, but still, it's out there. It's on the interwebs. If anyone wants to check it out, I made awesome interviews with a bunch of bands and stuff, yeah, it was so much fun. Just
150 though? Like it's only 150?
Only 150. Yeah.
And that was only a weekly show, right?
That was a weekly show.
Yeah.
If it was my job, it'd be different, man. I wish it was. Even this, I wish it was my job.
Awesome. Yeah. And that stuff will live forever, buddy. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All because of somebody.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's wicked, dude. Like that's so wicked. I still remember when you first contacted me, and I said to my wife, like, check this out. Like, this is so cool. She's like, well, you have to do this show. I'm like, yeah, I've already written him back and said it. Of course I'll do this show. So
that's awesome.
This has been just as much fun for me as it has been, hopefully, for you guys. So thanks again for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much. Yeah, my dreams were crushed. I actually met her. There was a career fair back in my hometown, and I met one of the local FM radio DJs of the new FM station that opened up, and talked to him because they were covering it just as a news coverage thing. Like, here's the career fair we're doing with all these kids and the kind of thing. I'm like, oh, hey, I can talk to them because I've always wanted to do radio. I really enjoyed it since I was, I said before my boys dropped. Anyway, and he told me, are you good in school? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm really good in school. He's like, then don't do this. Don't do this. It's going to be a hard road, and you're very likely not going to succeed, and it's not going to go well. And he looked like really defeated and depressed when he was telling me this. So he crushed my dreams.
He was projecting his life onto you.
Yes,
I know, and I know that now, right? But as a young kid, I was very impressionable, and I just listened to it. I had one other kind of passion interest, and I turned that into a job, and I say more, into a career. But this has always been my passion, and the fact that in my 30s I started volunteering at CJSW, early 30s, volunteered at CJSW, got a show, was there at the right time, and got an opportunity to meet some awesome, cool people, was embraced by the metal community in Western Canada, like completely embraced by the community here, getting to go to festivals and MC events and judge the Vakken Metal Battle. It's just all these cool stuff. And I'm not saying it because, I'm so awesome. I'm saying it because I'm so lucky and privileged to have wiggled my way into this community, into this group of people that work so hard to support the scene and support music. And now can have contacts and people that I can have enough I don't know, clout or whatever it is to be able to reach out to Jay Maddog Michaels, my childhood inspiration for getting into metal. So our teenagers.
You know what? I guarantee you, and I'll take it full circle for you. I guarantee you that there's going to be people that are going to come up to you and say, "Dude, I heard your radio show. I watched your internet show. I watched you guys hanging out. It made me and my buddies want to do a show." It's inevitable. It's going to happen. I mean, more so now than ever. We can do what it is that we love in some way, shape, or form. So that's fantastic. Like, I'm so thrilled that you got to do it. I'm thrilled that I got to do it. And I'm thrilled that people are going to come to you and tell you that you were the inspiration. You guys were the inspiration for them to do it.
It's already happened. Actually, it happened once now. It's happened once now. It's happened once now. Yeah, there's his name's Nate Trash. He used to have a band called World Class White Trash. There we go. I got it out. And he does a similar kind of thing called Trash Talk.
Trash Talk with Nate.
Trash Talk with Nate. And he started this kind of around the same time. COVID probably helped and incentivized people to do more stuff like this. And he said on one of his shows, I watched one of his episodes, and he was interviewing another prominent member of the community. And they started talking about me and said some things. I'm like, okay, I don't deserve some of those things, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then he said he was inspired to do the show because of what I did on the radio, and what I did on the radio inspired him to want to do something similar and interview people and stuff like that. So
awesome, man.
Yeah.
So great.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Nate.
And I just think of him as a peer, but really he's a younger guy. He's younger than I am. I think he's probably still in his 20s. And just to inspire this young guy to want to do something like this and have fun and interview bands and stuff like that on the scene stuff, he's been doing that as well. I mean, that's That's cool. If I inspired one person, I mean, that's awesome, right? At least one person. That's pretty freaking cool, right?
Oh, World Class White Trash is a kick-ass name for a band.
Yeah, they're defunct though. They put out the best album they had, and they're defunct now. But definitely go check them out on Bandcamp. I think they're probably still on Bandcamp.
I think so.
The most recent album, I can't remember the name of it, but that album is sick. It's really, really good. That was their highlight. Yeah, World Class White Trash. I could go through more. I mean, I interviewed Anders Frieden, and you had In Flames on your show, so that was inspiration there. I had to interview him in person. John Howard and Ryan Van Puteroyen, also very prominent members. Into Eternity, one of my favorite bands. Like, I got to do all this cool stuff, and it just stemmed from a love of heavy music and a love of radio, which, again, I looked you up, and like just seeing what you do for a living, I'm just like, wow. You're not just Mad Dog Michaels, the Chart Attack guy. You had it was such a cool thing to dig into and look into what you've done and what you're at now. I will definitely be listening to your show. I will definitely be listening to The Rush online. I'll be checking it out. I'll be playing it. I'm doing lots of driving here recently, so very soon here. So I'll be listening to it in the car, and I'll be definitely listening to your show now. And thank you again, Jay, so much for coming on the show. I think that's a perfect place to end things here. Sherry in the chat, your wife says, "Way to go, Wally. This is just your beginning.
Oh.
Live all your dreams. Support is key." Thank you very much, Sherry.
Told you. She's the best.
She is. She's pretty awesome. Yeah.
So I think,
this has been a trip, guys. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how cool it's been. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. So I'm going to let the audience know, whoever's still tuning in or watching online, what shows are coming up next, because this is the season finale, but we already have 3 shows lined up for season number 2. It's going to be a hell of an awesome show. Jay, stick around if you want. You need to head out, you can. I'm just going to quickly let.
No, I just want to let everybody know before you go. I'm definitely buying some merch, so make sure you get online and buy some merch as well. Is that a hoodie that I see? Because I'm definitely getting the tee.
Oh, let's pull up the merch.
Is that a zip up?
Well, I'm wearing a hoodie, but it's not a Wicked. Well, there's a heavy Montreal hoodie I got on.
Okay.
He does have zip ups.
But there is a zip up.
As soon as we're done, I'll be getting a t-shirt.
Here, we're gonna pull up the merch store just to show people, because yeah, if you are, I really appreciate that. And if you want to post a picture of you wearing it, that would be even that'd be pretty awesome. you know the game. You know the game. You know.
I know how it works, brother. I know how it works.
So we do have a merch store. Streamlabs.com/Wicked Wally Webcast is the website. We have a merch store there. There is writing on the back as well. They're wearing it, actually. I can just show my co-hosts, because that's easier. Oh, and the mug, by the way. Let's here, hold on. I'm gonna go to this camera. There, drinking from the mug. The mug is fairly new in the store.
Water
it says Wicked Wally Webcast on the other side. Same with the shirts
See,
and everything.
This is perfect. My birthday is a week from now. I know that my friends and family are going, we're just going to buy Jay some merch. This is going to work out great for everybody.
Perfect.
You'll look good in it. I can tell.
Yeah, so t-shirts, tank shirts, hats. Scully is in the corner right now. He's my skeleton co-host when there's no one in here, and he's wearing the hat. 2 styles, and yeah, it's just some merchandise. You can check that out, or you can just donate to the channel as well here as well, and check out the website, check out past episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to Wicked Wally Webcast on YouTube, do a search there. We're almost at 100 subscribers, so once we get to that, I'll finally have a real URL. I'll be a real boy. So please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, and yeah, we'll keep doing this show as long as awesome people want to keep coming on the show. We'll keep doing it, and yeah. So we're on Twitch, and you can follow us on Facebook as well. So then sometimes a live feed will pop up there. But Wednesdays, every Wednesday. Anyway, let's talk about what's coming up next.
What is coming up next?
What's coming up next? So a week off. That's exciting. Because it's between seasons, so we're going to take a week off to regroup and get ready for Season 2. Season 2 of the Wicked Wally Webcast starts Wednesday, September 29th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Episode 35, War. You probably remember this one, Vito. Raleigh, North Carolina groove death metal band War. He's nodding his head. Yes, we got him. Interesting.
No way.
Yes, yeah. Interesting fact, their lead vocalist, Bobby Demos, started his music career as a rap hip-hop artist who happened to have harsh death vocals in his music. He was then later recruited by War. This band is for fans of Pantera, Lamb of God, Machine Head, and Sepultura. They were the actually very first band we had on our review segment. Episode number 1. So we're doing a full circle. And that's a year later that episode's going to air. So, yep. Exactly. 1 year later, we're bringing them on the show after reviewing their music. So
That's
they're stoked to come on the show, and
they were really good. I remember that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I actually see huge things for them. So yeah, good to get them before they're too big.
Yeah.
Anyway, so following that, October 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, episode number 36 of the webcast. Stay hungry with Ravenous. Rav of Ravenous. Yeah.
Easy.
But that's the one you're working because you told me your schedule wrong, Vito, so you're not going to be available for that one.
know.
Calgary, Alberta, Speed Power Metal, Masters Ravenous. It's going too fast. Okay, well, we'll go back to that in a second. I missed the scrolling. The following Wednesday, Vito got too excited. Wednesday, October 13th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain, episode number 37, Lutharo. This is another really amazing band. They have a great following. Lutharo is a melodic metal band hailing from Hamilton, Canada, Ontario. Formed in 2013, Lutharo strive to sculpt an epic sound that sees aspects of power and death colliding, combining artful, crafted melodies, harmonies, and precision with a hard-hitting power. Lutharo has shared the stage with worldwide touring acts such as Unleash the Archers, they worded that, with worldwide touring acts. Okay, Ailstorm, Nervosa, The Agonists, Ex Mortis, Striker, and more. They have a new album coming out on October the 15th. We're going to talk about that. And they're following up their 2018 debut AP. So it's going to be really awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And and Ravenous, I'm a huge fan of that. They're a Calgary-based band.
Is he coming in studio?
No. Actually, we're probably not going to have anyone in studio after the mandate.
Yeah, the new mandate.
Don't you remember the emergency alert you got earlier?
God damn it.
So, and I don't know, Vito, can you get the day off? Because you're working.
I can maybe switch. Yeah.
Okay. If you can, I would love to have you on that episode. Because I know you're just as big of a fan as I am. Okay, great. So some great episodes coming up on the Wicked Wally webcast. There'll be 3 awesome episodes coming up for season 2. Season 2 is going to be a blast. And thank you again, Jay, for coming on the show. This is Wally. We have Jay, and we have Jason and Vito. We're all signing out. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.